Man, it's been a long time. We took a session off, and when you play every other week, session off is really kind of an eternity. But here we are. It's Tuesday night, and we are nerdly gaming with the Grognards.
Human homies.
It does say that.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
The path to Greenbrook.
I guess we're not the most ordinary gaming group on the planet.
Well, no, we're not. Hang on. So now we'll take time. Now,
Material plane.
now, since you now decided to notice that, now we'll take some time to fix that now.
Chris noticed it a couple minutes ago.
That's
Yeah, I
great.
mentioned it a while
That's
ago.
That's great. That's great. Let's see if it will allow me to. This is a new title. Let's see if
Great,
it'll allow
all
me to
the
change
Dung
that.
Sweepers
I can tell
Guild.
Oh yeah, that works. Okay, sure. Right. Fine. Let's see. This is we are what are we doing? We are NLG
The thieves.
We're here to heist some dragons. That's all I heard.
Nerdly Gaming Grognards continue their
To burn down Waterdeep. What?
epic-ish
No, what? Aren't we supposed to be good?
adventure
This one.
Trying-
Stirring up? Yeah, hello.
trying to burn down Waterdeep. Perfect. All right, let's see if that'll. Wow, let me update the stream info. How about that? All right, fantastic. Cool. All right, so that is one way to start when you're professionals like we are. Duh.
Coach professionals.
That's one
We
way to
started
start.
on time, though.
Wait, Tony, you're
Let's
falling.
not
No, we
We're,
discount that.
we're starting.
Did not start on time.
we
Don't lie to
We
the
started
public.
right at 8.
well, we started
No, we
streaming at 8.
started, like at 8:03.
Okay, well, we went live at 8, but then we actually went live at like 8:03.
Nope.
This is why we have all the viewers, because who wouldn't want to tune into this? Am I right? Am I right?
It's like watching a train wreck, buddy. What are you talking about?
It's like watching something, all right. Let's see. All right. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I moved a thing. No, go back.
Uh-oh.
Not a
Oof,
thing.
yikes.
Go back. There we go. Whew. All right. Don't move that. Okay. Note to self. Don't move that thing.
Good
Now
note.
it's facing the camera.
All right. So, here we are. Most of us. We are Nerdly Gaming's Grognards. We are the old veterans of this stuff, and we have been doing this for a million years, and we do it better than
Some.
the third graders
Better
that
than
try
the
to
Friday night game.
turn down. Uh-oh. All right. Thanks.
No,
Hang on.
We were just all muted.
Well, let's
That's so
see.
funny because in Zoom, everyone sounds normal, but Roy sounds turns down
I sound turned down?
when you're not directly facing the mic, yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's fine. All right, so let's continue to tweak here. How do we now? Are they better now? You guys say something. Chris, say something.
Hey, it's Chris. Oh wait, I gotta say something normal. Not my strong suit.
Not many of our strong suits.
All right, how do
Apparently
they?
They can't hear me. Oh,
I
Little
heard
better now,
you
but
were
still
a
low.
little low.
Still low, huh? John, now you're very low.
That's because my mic was not by my mouth.
what was by your mouth?
Can you hear me?
Oh,
Now that's the question.
Not when I want answered.
All right, Chris, talk now.
Hey, we're trying to get viewers.
I'm still here.
We're
Talkie,
doing
talkie.
a great job of that.
Talkie talkie.
Walkie talkie.
Spocky spocky. I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other
Okay,
brothers
well,
can't
now it's
deny.
weird.
When a girl walks in with an itty bitty thing and a round thing, or an itty bitty waist and a round thing in your face, you get sprung.
Roy is really loud, but we sound about 10, 15 decibels lower. It's audible, but it's lower.
Oh, because I was on a. Got you. Hold
Boom,
on.
fixed.
No. Hold on. Got to refix.
Yeah, that's what the fax box said.
Hold on.
Ah.
Whoa, now you guys are really loud. Okay, hang on. What?
Snake walked into a bar and the bartender turned to it and said, "What the hell? How are you walking?"
Don't you even start. Don't start.
Giraffe
That's not even a
walks
good dad
into the
joke.
bar. Giraffe walks into the bar and says, "Highballs on me."
See, that's better.
All right, how's that? So that's volume. Yeah. I changed the input. I was wondering why they weren't coming in on my Zoom. Okay, gotcha. Okay, right on. What are these days? I'm gonna
Like
hold a video
Kool-Aid
behind
Man
me,
walks into a bar.
and they're gonna.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna.
It is not a Grognards game.
I'm gonna
if
talk
you do
over-
Not have technical difficulties.
I'm just gonna keep talking over the dad jokes so that Anna doesn't like punch you guys through the monitors. So this is for her. Let's see. Yeah. So I need to. Let's see. So that's all done. How's my Syrnscape? Where's my Syrnscape? Where's my Syrnscape? All right, how's this?
Oh yeah.
We're gonna hear out of you, Elroth, tonight. Fireballs.
That was a hell of a delay between that and you talking.
He doesn't have Fireball yet.
Not
Only
yet.
third level. Can we be 5th level?
Honestly, I think I'm gonna take lightning bolt.
I couldn't hear you just
before
now.
fireball.
Right. Let's see.
No, the fireball wasn't for us to cast. It was for us.
Oh, okay. So I need to stay at least
right.
40 feet away from Elroth. Duly
Okay.
noted.
Let's see if we have this figured out now. All right. Are we sound check? 1, 2. DM's good.
1, 2,
3.
All right. Players, sound check.
Check.
Testes. 1, 2, 3.
All
I
right.
didn't like that. That was not pleasant to hear.
All right. That's good.
How you doing?
You're good, Roy. How are you sounding? Well, I'm a little lower than you guys. That's not good. I gotta be able to talk over you guys.
This looks like.
How do I look now? All right, much better. Okay. All right. So, real life news. We are back on Tuesday night. Elliot, our usual, is out just for a minute because he is doing something with a yacht club or something. Lord knows. But he will be here soon. So all you Elliot fans, don't fret. He'll be here before you know it.
All 0 of you in the crowd.
You know, speaking of which,
Don't
you know,
worry.
we haven't seen him forever was Sunshine Nola.
You know, we haven't seen her in a little while, have we? I'm gonna send her a message, see what she's doing these days.
Make sure
good
she's
deal.
okay.
Yeah. So we don't have Elliot, but we do have
Not at all dead.
Chris, and we do have Josh, and we do have John. And this week we have a new Grognard coming in. Of course, he's not a new Grognard because Grognards are like the old soldiers. But this is a guy we picked up, I don't know, a couple decades ago or thereabouts, and we've been playing D&D with him off and on for many, many years. He is someone that many of you know personally. His name is Tony.
Delaquin.
Hi, Tony.
Eloquin?
Are you still muted? Hey, there he is.
Eloquist?
Hello. So Tony.
Hello, Tony.
Hey.
So Tony is going to be joining us for the foreseeable future. He is he's from Louisiana. So now we got mostly New Orleanians. Let's see. No. We have, half our show is New Orleanians. We have a person from north of New Orleans, which I guess is like, what is that? Like basically Yankee territory.
No,
Up
that's
in-
the North Shore Snobs, Roy.
Yeah, that's Yankee territory. You guys are basically Yankees up there, right?
Yeah.
Like the
You're
middle
essentially a New Yorker.
middle of Louisiana is basically Yankee territory, I think.
And then there's Chris.
Chris, who is way out in the Midwest, technically, right?
No, I think it's actually west.
What state are you in?
Colorado? Denver?
No, that's the Midwest. Colorado, Utah, all of that. That's
No, I'm
Midwest.
pretty sure that Coloradans consider themselves to be actually in the West.
Is
hang
Colorado?
on.
Isn't Colorado east of Utah?
Yes, it is.
Utah is Midwest.
No.
I lived in Utah for a year. Everyone
crazy.
there is in agreement that they're in the Midwest. Let's
See, Sanctum Cosplays agrees with me. Don't you dare put Colorado in the Midwest. That's like putting baby in a corner. Just don't do it.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Nobody puts Colorado in the Midwest.
All right. All right, nerds. We are a quarter hour past the time where we should be
I know.
Burning down Waterdeep.
into Fire and
I'm not burning
Waterdeep.
down Waterdeep today.
Let's see. Oh, Chris, you said you were ready to do the recap from last session, like last year.
I gave you all that information so you could
Last
do it. Why
decade.
did I type all that out? Okay.
I knew you wanted to. I knew you would.
So, in the last episode, the Lords of Lions commissioned some new furniture and accoutrement from their neighbor, the woodworker. I believe it was a large table as well as a troll skull manor signage to go above the bar. Then that was on our way to go meet Uncle Lucky, where we received our payment for finding the hideout that we sort of rousted out the Kinku that were in there, but they had already murdered all the people that were in there. So, and then I am going to be looking into taking over that warehouse. And then he requested that we go help put down some muscle that was trying to extort money from a tavern in the farm district. Is that what it is? Slum district?
Field ward.
In the field ward, which required us to convince the Dung Sweepers Guild people that we were working with to actually go to the bar and watch us in all of our stabby goodness.
or in some of our cases, throwing glass bottles goodness.
Throwing glass
Stabby
bottles
goodness.
or
Jug
One
to the
shotting
mug.
and almost
Goodness.
beheading somebody with a glass. Yeah.
Jug to the mug.
jug to the mug to the jug. Could be either. So we helped the people we work with actually complete their task of the day, so that we could get out early to make it to the tavern in time, where we did in fact defeat the hired muscle. We murdered them. I think 2 got away.
Who?
1
I thought
got
it was
away.
just one.
I have
1 got away.
3. 1 got away.
I think
1, 2. I have
We
2
killed
dead.
the
was just-
leader.
the leader died.
Yeah.
He
Leader's
died pretty
dead.
quickly.
I have him and
And
another
Elrond
dead.
killed one.
I
I
have.
killed 2. And then I thought it was just 1 because while they were running away, I was like, yeah, I definitely want to cast Chaos Bolt on this dude. But then y'all let me know that there were actually witnesses and we weren't just in the middle of some secluded woods. So I didn't do that.
All right. Combat Tracker says 2 are still alive.
Okay, so 2
We'll make
were
it
still
1 if you
alive.
want.
In the meanwhile, Amani had gone back to the Emerald Enclave and subsequently to the Vintners to make amends and agreed to pay them. Right? Is that correct, Amani?
Yes, I paid them off partially, and I've got to go back and get rid of the scarecrow problem.
Right. Well, you have to finish paying for what you broke, and you're going to get rid of their scarecrow problem.
Correct.
You then enlisted the help of the rest of the party, which is where we will be going tonight. And And then, I forgot the encounter Elroth had with the Griffin Rider, where thanks
No.
to Sanctum Cosplays for not causing him to die
Incinerate.
in try to catch fire to a griffin and murder and get murdered, really.
Yeah. Realistically.
So that
While we're doing the recap, I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick.
I'm just about done the recap.
We just started.
You're supposed to pee before we get in the car, man.
Be gone.
Well, I went
Be gone.
downstairs to tell you. I just
Don't make me pull this car over.
Don't make me pull this game over.
I'll get back there. I will.
I'm just sitting here waiting with Master Exploder ready for our combat, buddy.
So, we paid for most of the property damage that was caused by the muscle to the bar, namely to her expensive liqueurs. And we paid for that out of our own pocket. Uncle Lucky did not tell us specifically how much money we would be getting for this job. We just trusted in Uncle Lucky to pay us what it was worth. And there were no women with hands or lacks of hands or one hand or 3 feet or anything like that we encountered yet. And so that's where we start off. We are now leaving the tavern and heading towards the vintners.
Well, you aren't leaving the tavern just yet, because in fact, we ended right at the end of that combat, and so what the heck's her name? Darn it. Okay, first.
oh.
First
was happy with
time
us.
when what was her name? Who?
It's under notes.
Yeah, I know.
The
Lara.
Skewered Dragon.
Lara Roundabout.
No.
Yeah. No, this is the loose gear. Gyre.
Right.
Yeah, there it is.
Lara Roundabout. And the loose gyre. I need to get
What
out
was
of
her name
Discord.
again?
Lara Roundabout. Lara Roundabout. In the loose gear. And this goes here, and that goes there, and
It's under notes.
okay, Lara, as you remember, she had actually had that oversized crossbow, and she was like actually pitching in, helping out with you guys.
Yes.
She was a
And
decent shot.
she in the aftermath, so the 2 guys run away. You get these 2 dead bodies on the floor in here, and she sort of puts the crossbow down, and she's like, "Holy shit! I can't believe y'all got him! Whoa, wow!
Of course we got him.
Well, that was
We are the Lords of Lions, after all.
the who? The Lords of Lions.
The Lords of Lions.
You mean you with the Lords Alliance? I thought you was with Davil. I thought he'd sent you over here.
He did. We are the Lords of Lions.
Oh, I see. Well, that's really close. You know, if you listen to you guys say it, I would think for a minute y'all were saying Lords Alliance, and so
No.
Everybody
No,
thinks
we would never
that,
say that.
We've been dealing with people struggling to differentiate the two. So just
There's
so you know, it's
a lot of
Lords
confusion. It's the Lords of
Lions.
Lions.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. Oh, gotcha. Well, you can be
got it.
whatever lords you want. You guys were pretty amazing. I got to tell you, I owe you a debt. But well, in fact, we have the problem though, as you can see. And she sort of looks over at the dead bodies on the floor.
We
What
had
do we-
already discussed this with the dung sweepers, remember?
I mean, we do have our boys over here in the corner who I'm sure would be glad to help, given their rounding applause to our feet.
Yeah, they in fact they dung sweepers, they kind of look at you and they're like, yeah, what are we gonna do with the dead bodies exactly?
You know, honestly, I didn't think this far ahead. Here, I'll come and I'm gonna walk over to the dung sweepers guys.
Yeah,
and
you-
I'm
and you
gonna
can see,
try and
like-
talk it out with them.
So just as a bit of background, remember that here in Waterdeep, murder is a capital offense. It is punishable by death. So if you murder someone, you are put to death because That's the law. That's how it happens.
Well, this was a murder. This was self-defense.
I'm only telling you the law, so you don't have to explain anything to me. I'm just giving you sort of the background, kind of conscious of this.
Well,
So
should we report this to the guards, or like, does it look more or less suspicious if we kill 2 bandits trying to steal from this lady and then bury the bodies? Does that look more suspicious?
We wouldn't
Does
be
that look as
burying
if
the bodies if we're reporting it.
yeah, you guys as you're sort of talking about this, you're kind of looking around and you realize that there were 2 other patrons in the bar when y'all first came in. One was this old guy who looks like he basically is here every day, probably twice a day, and he's hiding behind the other bar. The other is a figure sitting at a table on the opposite side of the room who, oddly enough, has been kind of watching you guys this entire time. And this figure at this point stands up and he speaks to you.
You guys sure
What'd
did
he
make a
say?
mess of this.
and who might you be?
I am a friend of Davil's.
Well, if you're a friend of his, then I guess you wouldn't mind helping explain to him what happened?
I can be a witness. It's kind of up
There
to
we go,
the
boys.
magistrate.
We got a witness to the fact that this was self-defense.
Oh, what is this? What's the physical appearance of this person?
I've got long brown hair. I wear a cloak, but my hood's down right now. I have a long sword on one hip and a hand axe on another hip.
Human?
With no elf,
Mm.
moon elf.
Ooh.
I have a hand crossbow on my my right thigh. That's in a holster.
Or
Well,
now?
If you'll be a witness for it, I'm sure this is really no big deal. What are your thoughts? What do we do with the bodies? Because like honestly, it was just kind of like a spur of the moment thing for me. I'm not a huge fan of violence, honestly, but like
Well, look, here's what I can do, because I do owe you. If you guys want to go ahead and just take off out of here, then I'll just explain to the guards how I beat off these ruffians myself.
see, the slight issue with that is that one of these guards, if you look at his head, it doesn't look exactly like you shot him with a crossbow. It looks more like somebody bashed his head in with a glass,
Right.
which I did.
She's a bartender.
I can get really angry sometimes.
It's true. When you
That's
get
fair. That's
angry,
fair.
you get stronger.
You can
Right?
just tell them that they went after your expensive vodka, whatever it was. I don't remember exactly what kind of something it was,
I don't know
but
if
I
it was
do
vodka, but
remember
it was something,
that I
yeah.
bought a bottle.
Yeah.
It was a liqueur.
Liqueur.
Okay. So fine. So you yeah. Okay. So they have dead bodies on the floor. Well, okay, yeah. So you guys are just in here. All right. So y'all are still inside the tavern. What are you?
Well, what about this other guy? Because we just talked to you. What? I didn't catch your name. What's your name? You said you were friends of.
Yes, my name is Delaquin. I'm here, I think, in search of you, actually. Davil sent me
Me?
here looking for, well, you as
Oh,
in
Ralph
you.
panics.
Yeah, of
At
you
this point, I
as
kind
the
of
party.
back up a little bit. Oh, us as a party, not me as an individual.
Yes, Davil said that you might be able to help me find a person I am looking for.
Ah, is that person me?
You
Well, it
better hope
appears
not.
as if our investigator has fainted.
It does.
Unfortunately.
Well, I will
Yeah.
be Davos, and I put my hand out to shake your hand. I suppose we could help if you serve as a witness for us. What about my?
We're not going to
I
have.
mean,
Why?
What?
Why would he have to serve as a witness for us if we're
to
just going to leave?
what's his face, to let him know, like, hey, we did a good job. We actually did what we say that we did.
We totally did, though. I don't need a witness for that.
Yeah, but I mean, it might be useful. And I mean, he doesn't exactly look like he's going to turn us into the guards right now. It sounds like he needs our help. I'm kind of curious about the old dude in the corner over there. What's his deal? Do we need to worry about him?
Oh.
I'm gonna leave that one up to y'all because, like I said, I don't want to. Like, I've got friends in the guard. I don't want them looking bad, looking down on me, and they're cool guys. I play cards with them, so I don't want to get arrested by them because I know they're a lot stronger than I am.
This guy's been here long before I got here, and I was here before you guys entered and did what you guys did. I came in search of help finding a person who murdered my my friend. I tracked him to Waterdeep, and I lost his trail. I'm not sure where to pick up. So I went to Dabble. Dabble has actually sent me in search of you and hopes to help me.
It has been
Maybe we
tough
can-
around Waterdeep recently with all the gang nonsense. You're new to the city, I presume, in that case?
Yes.
Yeah, so some stuff you might want to get acquainted with. Us three, or I guess us four, the cat over there taking his little cat nap.
Suddenly very tired.
I'm Elroth. The cat over there, that's Gale. These two, I'll let them introduce themselves.
Gail's just sitting back there with his cat going, my precious, my precious. But we'll wean him off it eventually. I'm a Manny Deller. I'm a cleric of Saloon.
And I'm
Pleasure.
Reginald P. Smyesworthy III.
Very well met, my friends.
Perhaps, I don't know. Well, we've been dealing with a lot of things in the city recently. Got caught up in some gang business. The reason we all met. I'm actually looking for one of my friends who got caught up in that too.
Hey,
so
you know,
maybe we could help each other.
let's
Get the hell
table
out.
this discussion.
Really? Yeah. And I kind of glance over at the bodies and I'm like, that's a good idea. Let's go. Do we need to worry about the dung sweepers telling on us?
So
Or
you guys are kind of
didn't we go over that? Like they're good with us?
So at this point, it's been a while as you guys have been hanging out and chit-chatting and stuff, and you hear this shouting from outside, "Gangway! Make a hole! Make a hole!" And you hear the sound of people, and you kind of peek out, and you can see outside. It seems a crowd is gathered outside the door of the place, and through the crowd comes some of the city guard that you guys are sort of familiar with, and they come in the place and they look around and they spot the dead bodies, and one of the guys walks up. He says, "What befalls?"
I take a sip of my liquor.
Oh, good heavens. Thank God you're here.
We were told that there was a fight here.
There was a group of ruffians that stormed the place, and they started breaking all of this woman's stuff, and there was all kinds of roughness that ensued.
And then
They
one
tore
of
my cloak.
the dung sweepers jumps up and says, "But the Lords of Lions got them! He kicked their asses!" And the dung sweepers cheer up, "Yay, Lords of Lions! Woo, you guys are awesome!"
That would be us, sir. We helped this woman. We defeated the ruffians. We didn't want to use violence, but they
did
were
try
having none of
talking.
that.
Is this? And they actually look around and they look at you. You own this place? She says, yes, I do. Is there truth to this? Indeed it is. Were these fine people not here, these ruffians would have destroyed my entire establishment. They tried to talk to them, but the ruffians attacked them. I feared for them, but in the end, they had to defend themselves, and so here they are. And those, you can see, those men have paid the price with their lives. I thank them.
There were two that escaped, though, so you might want to have the guard on alert for that.
Yes.
I speak up. I speak in because I am witness to what happened here. The fellows speak true. I was sitting and observing with my fellow patron who has probably inebriated, watching these fellows.
He hasn't
defend
really
this
moved in a while. He could
fine
be
bar.
dead.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the guy still in the back.
he's way down
He's
the
still
other end of
sitting
the
there.
bar. He's got his drink. He peeks out every now and then. You guys are doing a fine job. Fine job.
It's all over.
Yes, these-
Another round.
These fine young men and people actually defended the bar and saved it from destruction. They deserve a well praised round of praise.
Very well, very well. Yes, and 2 got away, you say.
Yes. I can
Yes.
describe them to you.
Yes, yes. Yes, fine. We'll take statements from you all. I suppose all is well here. Very well then. We will take statements. So you guys spend some time. They sort of talk to each of you. It takes a little while, and they actually call for a magister, and it takes some time for that to happen. And a person comes who turns out to be just a scribe. Apparently, magisters don't, and you guys who are from the field ward know, magisters don't always tend to make it to the field ward when there are matters to be decided. In many cases, if the fighting has stopped, well, fine.
No need for them.
Well, and you guys know this, right? The city sort of, there's not open hostility, but open. It's not uncommon to find a lot of contempt for the field ward, of course, right? Because that's the poor, and nobody really, they can't put too many resources there because they got to keep the city itself safe. But
I'm silently thankful that there are no magisters.
The
so I don't need to deal with that.
The scribe does dutifully talk to each of you and takes a written statement from each of you, including the owner. And the guards then bundle up the bodies. They put them on the back of a cart that is summoned. And after about an hour or so, all of this is gone. And the dung sweepers recommit. They says, yes, don't worry. We're going to take care of that mess. We're going to come in here, Miss Lara, because this is a mighty fine establishment you got here, Miss Lara, the loose gayer. We're going to be here, and we'll come in and we'll clean this up tomorrow or the next day at the very latest. Don't you worry.
Thank you, boys. We appreciate your help with helping out this bar.
Oh yeah, man, we're the Lords of Lions. This is the best day ever, man. You guys rock it. So let's see. So this was your 3rd day of service to Lords of Lions, and
Which means we leveled up.
no, you're not leveled up. So
Who is this Lords of Lions that you speak of?
Well, that's us, friend. Well, I say friend. I don't really know you yet, but I think we could be friends. But yes, us 4, are the Lords of Lions. Not to be confused with the Lords of Lions. Or Lords Alliance.
Lords Alliance.
Honestly,
Lords
I get
of
confused
Lions.
myself. Yeah.
I take that.
So you need help. I think we're currently residing in the Troll Skull Manor right now. If you'd like to come back with us and we could talk and see how we could each help each other.
Yes, that sounds like a fine idea.
Chris, you're muted.
We, unfortunately, friend Elroth, are not heading back to Troll Skull tonight. We are heading out to the vineyards. To hunt us some scarecrow.
My friends here are right. I forgot. I got caught up in all of this, and
And there was a fire in the vineyards just the other day. You wouldn't know anything.
There
about that.
was scarecrow, which was lit ablaze, then proceeded to run through the fields and catching them on fire.
A scarecrow ran through the fields on fire.
Yes, that is correct.
As wild as it sounds.
And it's very hard to believe, but lead the way. Let's find this.
Hey, we
Firsthand,
live in a
we can
world
tell
of
you.
magic. Everything is possible.
It is true.
We also
Yes.
live in a world of oil.
apparently.
If anyone here did use magic, they could tell you. I don't.
I totally use magic. I use magic every day.
So do I.
Oh yeah, my friends here use magic.
That's right.
I'm
You
the odd one
totally
out.
don't use magic. He totally didn't just see you use magic.
No, I'm definitely trying to convince him, like, hey, you didn't see anything. I don't use magic.
I know, and I'm totally saying that.
Right?
Right.
Right,
Right.
of course. You totally
See, I knew we could be friends.
Spell cast.
Nice to
this
have you here,
now.
Delaquin. Well, either you can go and wait at the troll tusk for us,
Why
or
don't you come with
just
us and
come
tell
along.
us your story?
Yes, I will accompany you to see this scarecrow.
Cheers. I'll drink to that.
It's a new. Isn't,
can tell the story. I'm gonna find somewhere to lay down.
Lay down. Aren't we going?
The
Get a
barn
scarecrow?
was very, very, very comfortable.
Well, we're going out to the vineyard. and I'm
Yeah.
gonna lay
Aren't we
down.
going like now?
We're going right now.
So then why are you trying to find a place to lay down?
No
I'm
time
gonna
like
lay
the
down
present.
once I get there. We gotta wait for the stupid scarecrow to show up anyway. It
I
doesn't show up
suppose.
until late at night, and I've been working all day, man.
I mean, you're pretty close to the ground. Aren't you basically laying down now?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
wow.
And if he kneecaps you, you'll be even closer to the ground than he is, huh?
That is exactly right as well.
Hey, no.
Let's see. Okay, so you guys make your way out to the vineyard. It's not too far out of town at all, of course. It is in the evening now, so you guys get to enjoy you're walking into.
Evening.
Nope. You're walking into darkness because the sun sets behind you. You're headed east.
We enjoy nothing.
Yes, you.
I
have
enjoy
nothing.
it. I have
Delaquin.
dark vision. I'm fine.
Delaquin, what part of your story are you interested in telling on the way to the vineyard?
Ah.
All right, so pretty much that I'm a part of the Elven army to more towards Icewind Dale, and somebody actually murdered my friend who was actually my superior officer, and I am tracking that murderer, and it came down to Waterdeep. So I've been on his trail for quite some time, but now I'm in a city, and it's a little bit harder to track with other people. So he is the trail has gone cold for right now.
So you're a warrior.
I am.
Very cool. Very cool.
Hey, that's handy.
It is handy.
I'm more of a hunter than a warrior, but I am a very proficient with the blade and axe, as well as the longbow and crossbow.
What part of the army did you serve in?
The Ranger
Just
Corps,
the front line?
The merchant marines.
more of the archers and the backlines,
Mm.
and the runners and scouts.
Not quite as useful. Still relying on our priest to be the tank.
Fine.
So a better question then is, do you know the name of this gentleman that, or female, or monster, or whatever it is that killed your friend?
As far as I know, the person I'm looking for is a human that was helping our forces do some undercover work for us.
Well, we have a few connections around Waterdeep, and we could probably try to find out if you have a name or a full description.
If you know what he looks like, we could ask around.
Or she.
Yeah, he, she, it. It could
Well, no, it's
just be
human.
a big, ugly gnome that looks like a human.
Could be.
Um,
Roth.
So the name that was
look at
given,
you
My secret
suspiciously.
revealed.
I do not think that the name was given as his real name. So names are really meaningless because names can be changed. He is a normal sized human. I mean, you all kind of look alike.
That is true.
Yeah, they
We
do, don't they?
Hey,
Well.
watch it.
Okay, so you guys get to the vineyard doing all this, and you're greeted by the halflings again, and they have you've sort of brokered a kind of tenuous accord. They're not really thrilled with you, Imani, but you have started to and committed to paying off the damages and the fact that you're still going to help them. Well, that's sort of the goal now, right? To sort of get yourself back into their graces, or at least to complete the mission and to undo the damage that you've caused. So what's the plan? What is they kind of greet you and you come in and what's the plan?
We're going to hang out, ask them have they seen any other sightings since the fire, or has there been nothing coming around since then?
Let's see. The fire it was only 2 days ago.
It's been a day ago, actually.
Yeah.
Fire one day, then this is the second day.
Oh, well
So
then.
have they even seen it?
Well, no, because it hasn't been another night yet.
It's been one night since the fire.
The answer is still no.
Okay. Then tell them we're going to camp out here if they don't have a problem, and we're going to see if we can find it again.
And I look at the halflings and I wink. I say, "Don't worry, no fires."
I kind of look in my backpack and I shut it sadly.
Okay, very well. So you guys keep watch for the night. You guys have been up all day and up all morning. You're
No,
tired.
I'm sleeping, Roy.
All right, so you're
This
sleeping.
is Amani's gig. I'm here for support.
I'm gonna rest. I'm not gonna like go to sleep, but I'm taking it easy. I'm gonna sit down if I can like short rest if that's possible.
Yes, it is.
Well, yeah.
Well, do you
You can
regain
long
any
rest,
spell
and I'll
slots on a
wake
short
y'all.
rest?
What kind of class are you?
Sorcerer.
Some classes do. Let me see. I'll short rest you guys. How about that? All right, I'll short rest you. If anybody wants to use a healing hit die, feel free.
No need.
So you guys can short. Ooh, I need to put you, Delaquin. Oh, Delaquin, you don't have a picture. Where's your picture?
Oh god, another one I need to color.
Yes.
I didn't even color the first one.
I thought Delaquin had some artwork or at least a portrait that he was going to use.
Since it's a Chris, did he not get it?
I didn't get it.
Well, you have it. You just have to put it in your character,
Yeah.
right?
Put it in the folder thing. Like if you hit the character and then hit folder, you can just drag it into that folder and it'll make it the portrait.
Now you gotta click on the character, then click on the blank portrait, and then click on the word folder, and then drop your image in there, and it'll show up so you can make it your portrait.
Gotcha.
Cool. All right. So you guys find yourselves sleeping or resting and keeping a lookout. This is the... Yes. All right. So they do. Who is resting and who is watching?
I am a short
You all
rest
sleep.
can be
I'm resting.
classified as like any
I'm sleeping
I just
unless
wanna
they
know-
wake me up.
I just want to know if you're resting or watching.
Resting.
I am watching.
Watching.
resting.
I'm going to sleep
I
during the
guess.
day.
All right. You guys who are
Never mind. Doesn't
watching, go ahead and roll me perception checks. Oh, wait. Let's switch over to...
I have a question.
Yeah, man.
So with short rests, they're classified as anything that's like just small leisurely activity, like whatever, sitting at a bar or something like that can be a short rest, right?
Yeah,
So
for an hour.
I say that I'm like resting. I'm kind of just like sitting down, but I'm still awake. Does that count as watching or is it just resting?
No, when you're resting, you're kind of resting. You're just sort of like...
I'm just kind of sitting around, not really paying attention.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, because when you're watching,
Yeah,
you're
I just
sort
wanted to make sure and
Yeah.
clear that up.
Yeah, when you're watching, you want to be vigilant. You want to be paying attention to what's going on around you. Your every
Right.
noise, resting is sort of the opposite of that, where you're going to ignore noises. You're going to not be looking
Yeah.
around trying to find movements. You're going to be just kind of...
All right. I just wanted to make sure that I was getting that right.
Yeah, right on. So let's see. Did you guys roll your perceptions?
Oops, sorry.
Yep.
I rolled performance. Let's try that one more time.
No, you roll perception twice.
Okay.
And the first one was 1 point better than the second one, but they both kind of were.
There you
great.
go.
And Tony, you're
Meanwhile,
elf.
Roy, I'm on the ground and I'm kind of curled up like this, and I'm kind of running like I'm chasing a rabbit.
All right, that's funny.
What?
Just polishing my crossbow.
All right, so
Because I'm sleeping. So I'm chasing rabbits.
all right, so you guys are hanging out, and you guys are looking out a 9 and a 12. All right, so you are not. Let's see. Across the way. So you guys are on. There's this big sort of manor house, and then there's nearby it. There's like this big barn area, and that's the area where they do a lot of the wine making. They do all the collection of the grapes and squashing grapes. There's this like whole processes that are in here. You notice Delaquin, a shadow in. But at the time, so you see, I guess you'll be able to act. So there's a you see this shadow, and in one of the barrels where they actually age the grape juice, as like once they've been crushed, and then they're aging this juice, you see this shadow up against it, and you are not surprised as this shadow starts attacking and ripping apart the boards of this barrel system, trying to break this aging system.
Is it actually a shadow? Is it a shadow from a?
Oh wait, you have dark vision.
Yes.
This
Does it look like-
is well, it's pretty far away. Yeah, you can't make out what it is. It looks like a person, like a roughly humanoid type figure, but it's far away. This thing's probably 60 feet away from you right now.
60 feet. All right.
Your dark vision is how far? Do you know?
It's like normal vision, but just well, it's more of like how dark is it?
It's
I think it's
nighttime.
60 feet.
Yeah. All right. Well. Yeah. All right. So you see what
It should
fine.
say that on your character on your first page.
Dark vision, 60 feet. So it's right at the edge of my vision.
That's right. Maybe just outside. It's kind of far up, but you just notice the shadow.
Right. I see movement more than anything.
Yep.
Okay. And I see something, and that's notice it. And Armani's awake.
Yeah, you guys are all
Watching
awake
guards.
except for Reginald. Elroth is doing something.
Elroth awake. He's just kind of toiling through his
Okay.
backpack.
I quietly, or as low as possible, say there's something moving over by the vats. Alert. And wake up the gnome.
Okay.
What's moving over there?
You guys can. Let's see. I'll give you guys are awake. Oh, and the gnome. Okay, so you guys wake up, and
I charge it.
you start running at this shadow. Okay. So Imani,
I light one of my lanterns so that I have a light source, so I can see at least a little bit.
all right. So you guys jump down from this roof and start running across the feet. As you get closer, you see that this is indeed a. Oh, Reginald, by the way, you're kind of falling behind, or start off behind at least. You see that this thing is in the slight moonlight that you've got. You see that this thing does look like some creature, and it looks at you with these black, hollow eyes or eye sockets from its straw face. And this is, in fact, what looks like to be an ordinary scarecrow, but this scarecrow is tearing apart the barrel system. And as you guys charge up to it, it looks at you and takes off through the vineyard.
Takes off through
How
the
far
vineyard.
away is it from us?
It's starting off at 60 feet. Let's just say that's a nice even movement number. So let's say 60 feet.
Okay, I got a stupid
Ooh.
question.
Thanks, honey. Yeah.
Well, I can cast spiritual weapon, right?
Sure. As a bonus. No.
Yes, it's a bonus.
Yeah.
So the question is, I can pick any weapon, correct?
Any weapon. I don't know,
Like
John.
a chain to trip up your freaking scarecrow.
Do chains trip?
Like a torch.
Whips chip.
You can do a
Whips.
bola.
I'll take
I
a
already
whip, a
have a lantern
bola, a
Floating
net.
spectral
Flask of
weapon
oil?
that lasts for the duration. Let's see. Give
But can you
melee
pour it
spell
on it?
attack on the creature.
Yes, it doesn't require an attack roll.
In
No, it
most
does
games.
require a hit roll. It's a
in
weapon.
this game.
Spell third bonus action. You can move the weapon. Blah blah.
But the range is 60 feet, so I could cast it and catch him in the range easily, even if I didn't move.
Interesting. I like the idea. It feels a little out of the spirit of the spell, but I like the creativity.
Second level spell. That's the same thing as hold person.
Hey, creativity counts for something.
Yeah, I agree. Whatever form we choose, clerics associated with particular weapon makes the spell's effect resemble that weapon. All right, I guess so. The only thing I don't like about this is that I don't want to have to get into the whole details of weapon types and such, but
Doesn't matter. It does 1 day damage, whatever I create.
no, it does matter because this is an example of why it matters, right? Because you're using it for something other than just sort of simple mindless damage. You want to now take special actions against creatures with the weapon. Okay, fine. So it can be a whip if you'd like. What do whips? But now I have to look up whips and see how whips work.
Why not just go with a bola?
Why not just
Or
make him
a
look it up?
weighted net.
Yeah, all right. So you look it up and you tell me, because the spell is supposed to basically just do a simple D8 damage. And if you want to do something untoward with the spell, yeah, you have to give me the details. So,
While he's looking that up, what are the chances I'm able to cast a spell?
well, okay, let's do initiative. Let's do initiative. So this thing's going to
Okay.
be just out of your 60-foot range starting with, and it
So if I
is-
have a 60-foot range spell, it won't be able to hit.
If you go first, you could probably move a little bit and get just close enough, sure.
Okay.
Though, no, I guess you could see it. Fine. Okay, fine. Let's,
Well, it's not like I'm going first.
let me put a. Where's my dude? Dun, 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 dun. Initiative. Roll initiatives. Ooh, went in with a 12. Delicate.
Can I use one of my million
Oh, yeah.
inspiration?
One with a 12 initiative, baby. Woo woo.
I want to use an inspiration.
You
one
don't
of
have
my
12
three.
inspiration. You have 3 inspiration.
I'd like to use an inspiration.
You can use
Roy,
inspiration
use an inspiration.
anytime you like. I want to,
You should
but
totally,
Ooh,
you should totally
that's-
use one of your inspiration.
but
Roy.
statistically, I will do worse than I did. So
Oh yeah, okay.
I don't want to.
Statistically, I could only go up.
Hey,
Hey,
look.
Hey, look who it is. You need to fix the cameras.
Hold on.
Oh, I didn't realize you all were dorks. Like
Wait, is that Mamie?
the ghost of
Is that
Christmas
me?
past.
What's going on?
Not much.
Why are you there?
Why would you be
How
there?
do y'all know
Professional
each other?
babysitter, Don't you know?
I had no idea. No.
I had a big night, and Amy was babysitting Elia while I went to my board meeting.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't Josh
Work.
live out here in Lakeview?
Yeah, sort of.
I'm like 5 minutes away.
That 2 minutes. 3.
Yeah,
maybe.
2 minutes.
away.
Yeah, it's like honestly like 4 blocks.
It's not far.
I'm a little bit further.
Maybe 5
Ah.
blocks.
Look at me. I've already got the cameras set up. This is
Oh, yeah? You
this
got
is
that?
professional production right there, baby. This is how.
Yeah.
Hey, Mamie, how you doing?
Been a while.
I hear
Good,
you're-
How are you?
I hear you're like some kind of big college student now.
I am studying mechanical engineering.
Good lord. I think you were like 6 or 7 or something last time I saw you, or something like that. Not...
I was like 12.
All right, fine.
Whoa.
First of all,
Isn't that kind of the same thing? Like, sort of like, I don't know.
Josh, I'm going on another Disney cruise in Mardi Gras. Am I going to see you on this boat too?
No.
No, y'all not going on Disney?
Not this year. Not
Nope.
well. I'm not.
There's
I'll be in
Mandalorian
Vegas
now,
in the
and
summer
Marvel.
though.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll catch you in the casino.
Are you gonna just randomly be in Vegas this summer?
I might. I don't know. You followed me
Nice.
on my vacation.
Isn't that always an
but-
option?
back.
I don't know. We haven't determined whether it was I followed you or you followed me.
No, it's
that one's
definitely
kind of.
you followed me.
Listen, all I'm saying is we got on the boat first.
Sure you did.
What boat are y'all on?
We were on the, I don't even know actually, the Conquest?
Carnival?
Elation? Yeah. Something like
Carnival. That's the extent of my knowledge.
Carnival.
Excellent. So Mamie is a former neighbor of mine from a million years ago, and she was, in fact, just a little kid several years ago when we became not neighbors, and now she's like a person-ish. Are you like a person yet? I don't know. Are college people persons?
I'm legally a person.
You're legally a person. Okay. All right. Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. So she's legally a
Ish.
person.
Legally a person.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Mamie, it's good to see you, man.
Than Josh. I mean,
You're like less.
Why? It's always.
Gail, you're very far away. We'll fix you. Okay. All right. So, let's get back to nerding out, shall we? So, where are we?
We are
Initiative.
chasing down a scarecrow.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, that's moving faster than we are. So
Gail, you get a
yeah.
1.
Well, it's starting faster than we are.
Not long and-
Well, it's just.
This time it's not on fire.
All right,
Should
Elroth.
we get Elliot caught up to speed?
Oh, yeah. So, what happened was that you guys finished the bar. Basically, you finished the bar. You.
Is this thing on?
Yes,
Yeah.
but it's far
I
away.
can't currently log into Fantasy Grounds.
How is that my fault?
It says username already in use. You must restart and choose another user. Are you using my username?
Nope. Are you sure you're using the right username? You know,
Got
Chris
it.
did this earlier.
are you
Okay.
using your own username?
Got it.
He's in.
Exactly.
Yay.
Right? That's what I think.
All right. So I'm good.
I'm not drinking enough for tonight.
I am not drinking in for tonight. Trust me.
Okay. Oh, Chris, that is super cool. I love the. How did you get that?
That sound.
The dragon with
I pay
the
channel points for it.
Is
sunglasses?
somebody watching TV? Am I watching TV?
We're all just watching TV.
There are no sounds except for you.
Oh, somebody's my.
Yes, it's us. It's us. It must be us.
Listen, I'm not gonna point fingers, but there wasn't a TV sound before you joined.
Well, there
I
was.
don't
You
have
just
a
didn't hear
TV
it.
on.
There is no TV.
All right.
Well, obviously,
Hey.
you joining turned somebody's TV on.
Where's our scarecrow in our
that's only
combat
logical.
tracker?
It is.
Oh, I don't even have the combat tracker up. Oops.
right there. Sorry.
Ah, so
Ah,
part of the
I'm
party
beating it.
does move faster.
Okay, so here is the.
Oh,
right.
Gail, you can use a hit die if you want from a short rest.
Yep. All right, let's do this. Let's take a quick break. Let's take 4. Josh can go to the bathroom again. Ellie can get his sound
I
and
already
stuff
went. I'm good
squared
now.
away, and we will resume in just a few minutes. 4, 5, 4, 5,
6.
5 minutes.
6 to be safe.
All right. See you soon. BR to the B.
This is when we said we had most of our technical difficulties down.
Okay, I'm better now. Now, do we have sound?
Hopefully.
Welcome to DM Roy and the Five Stooges.
What y'all didn't hear when we didn't have sound was, I'm pretty sure we have most of the technical difficulties settled now.
All right. I don't. Well,
I would call it some. At most.
okay. So, yes. So we have posted a watch. The watch has found out this scarecrow creature that it seems to be bent on destroying these barrels of aging, crushed berries. And then when they were spotted by Delaquin, the ranger, and Damani said, "Charge!" and ran out after this creature. So that brings us into initiative, of course, where we're going to basically take up initiative where the party is about 60 feet-ish from this creature. It is dark. It's nighttime. There is a half moon out, so there is some light to see by, but things are very shady.
All right, we agreed on no fire, right?
Initiative has determined that Elroth is going to go first.
We agreed on no fire, right?
We told them no fire. What you do is up to
All
you.
right, so what if I use fire, but it doesn't light him on fire?
I'm just blinking at you. I don't know if you're catching that.
All right, it's fine. We're gonna do it, and I'm gonna run forward 30 feet to get as close as I can to him, so that I can remain somewhat in range. And I'm gonna use my bonus action to reach into my backpack and grab one of my glass bottles, and then I'm gonna catapult it at the scarecrow for lack of non-fire based abilities.
Oh no, not catapult.
Catapult so
voice
far has done me very
resistance.
well.
It is the most ridiculous thing I think I've ever seen.
No, flasks of oil.
Well, that rule's been amended. So catapult is now still the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
Catapulting a flask of oil.
All right, so what are you catapulting?
Sorry, I got a DC 14 Dex check.
All right, what are you
Save,
catapulting?
I'm catapulting a glass bottle.
A glass bottle. That's going to do how much damage?
That is going to deal 3d8, assuming he fails the check.
A glass bottle is going to do 3d8.
Yep. Hey, the glass bottle one-shot somebody last time, so... And technically, it's not a bottle. I just had to put bottle for it, but it's like a glass mug. So it's like a heavy set glass
So Sanctum
mug.
Cosplays is actually pulling rank on you, Josh.
We have a problem.
So instead of catapult...
Oh, no.
Okay. I'm going to leave this one up to her. Do I use my brand new level 2 spell, or do I go with Burning Hands? My level 1 spell.
What is your level 2 spell?
It's not worse than Burning Hands.
It's fire based. I'll give you that much.
It doesn't help.
Oh, level 2.
Level 2. All right.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why you play a live stream and allow the viewers to affect the game.
Burning Hands won't even reach it, Josh.
Would it not?
No.
No, because it has like a 15
foot
arc.
So this one is 120 feet. We're going to cast Scorching Ray, which is 3 rays of fire that I can hurl at one target or multiple. So I'm going to hurl 3 rays of fire at this very flammable scarecrow. And I guess
Scorching Ray has
light him
gotten
on
really
fire.
powerful. Holy smokes.
Oh, yeah.
A second level spell does 66 damage?
And it's a nat. Oh my god.
All right, Ray number 2.
So, of course, it's going to be
I think you got to do damage first.
Why? It's got to do all 3
Because
rays.
I think it actually can crit.
Well, sure.
Well, then you have to do the crit damage first.
Well, do we double the crit damage?
Mm-mm.
Or
Yeah.
all right, so then that's
No.
13 times 2, 26.
This is going to be 21.
How
Because
so?
the way we do crits is that the green dice are your crit dice, and those are maxed. And then, so your crit damage is always max damage. So it's a 2d6 fire damage, so you're going to get 12 plus 2d6. So the 3 and 6 is 9, 9 and 12 is 21.
Now it's against a creature that
But
this is its
I
bane.
get 3 rays, don't I?
That's right. You get 3 rays.
So I should do that 2 more times.
That's
Yes.
right. That's what I was wondering. That's what I was saying. We could. No.
I don't think he got it. He didn't.
I love the sound effects, by the way. That's really cool. All right.
That
so-
It
is
is a
nice.
cool sound effect.
hey, Icky V29 made it.
Hey.
All right.
What's
nice to
going
have
on?
you. So the way Scorching
And we got
Ray
a
works
follow.
is you get 3 Scorching Rays. Each one is a hit
Yes.
roll. Zap, zap, zap. So I was simply suggesting earlier, since you're doing all 3 rays at one creature, we could just do all the hit rolls and then do all the damage rolls. But that's fine. So we'll
Oh,
take
so
those.
it's 3 hit rolls.
That's right. So roll me 2 more hit
Yeah, okay.
rolls.
Okay.
Hit. Boring. All right. All 3 Scorching Rays hit this thing. Fine. I was
right,
waiting for one to
so-
miss. I really wanted a Scorching Ray to miss. Okay, so damage. So your crit damage is 21 plus 13, which
Can you
is
explain to me how we got to 21 again?
all right. So for my game, whenever you roll a crit, you do double damage dice, right?
Yes.
So the bonus damage dice, I always say are max damage. So in Fantasy Grounds, those are your green dice that we see in the combat tracker, right? So we basically just say, hey, the green dice are maxed, so that's going to be 12, right? And then we look at the black dice, which are actually damage rolls. So 9 plus the 12 is 21. So instead of 19,
Okay.
which the rolls give you, we give you 21 instead.
So you just always assume when you roll like the crit in Fantasy Grounds, you just assume the last 2 rolls are whatever their max is, and then you add the regular roll to
Well, the
that.
green dice. Look at the green dice. The green dice are the bonus dice.
Well, yeah, that's what
Bonus
I meant
dice
by
are always
last
maxed.
2.
Yeah, because sometimes it could be 1, could be 2, could be 5.
Okay.
You know? So bonus dice are always maxed. So that's 21 plus the 13 from the other 2 Scorching Rays, which is 34. Is that right?
Yes.
And then, as John mentioned, it turns out this guy's vulnerable to fire. So he takes 68 total, right?
God.
Is it still alive?
This creature looks at you, and it turns to run, and Elroth jumps out. He's like, "Psst, psst, psst," and this thing just goes up like a torch. And then there's just this blackened husk of this creature standing there and just disintegrates.
That's it.
Yeah, I was really hoping one of the Scorching Rays would miss and then hit something innocent bystanding that was flammable. But no, all 3 actually hit. So fine. Way to be boring. Way to be
my
boring,
God.
Josh.
You almost blew us up.
Listen,
Thanks.
there was only so much I could do
know. I
when I had
agree.
to roll 3 hit die on a fire-based spell against a flammable target in a flammable field. When
No, we're in a
the
flammable
lowest roll I
warehouse, buddy.
made was an 18. That's tough. I mean, there's
The
only
dice
so much
say
I can
we
do.
live tonight.
Yeah, so on the other side of that coin, of course, is the fact that in a single round with a second level spell, you did 68 points of damage, which is a little absurd, honestly. But, well, there. So there are Scarecrow Crumbly bits.
Hey, Roy,
Yeah,
can I run over to Elroth and knock him to the ground?
of course.
It's a surprise attack. Do I need to roll, Elroth?
There's no surprise attack, but
Well, I'm not at all paying attention to that. Like, I just like disintegrated this scarecrow, and I'm like, oh my god, I did it, guys! I did it, and I'm gonna turn around
Yeah,
and assume
and-
that you hit me as I turn around.
Exactly. I just kind of throw myself right into the middle of you and knock you to the ground, and then climb on top of you. I said no fire.
I'm sorry. Something just came over me. I couldn't control it. I tried throwing my glass mug, but fire came out.
You need to get hold of that stuff there.
He did. He pulled out the glass. He's like, catapult, and fire shoots out of his hands.
But look on the bright side. Nothing bad happened, and I kind of look over past Reginald to Amani, and it's dead. And I look at Amani again.
Yeah, I burned down half a field, buddy.
Yeah, it really didn't seem that difficult. I don't know why we're all here.
You just had to light it on fire. It's not that tough.
I forgot my marshmallows. Sorry.
I guess you can go and go back to your dog and pony show and tell them, hey, we got your guy. Although we didn't really, because the scarecrow's gone, but it doesn't actually help us determine why or what is going on.
So, question is, if this is a dark, shadowy skeleton figure, what were you talking about? A scarecrow?
So this was a scarecrow. This was like an animated scarecrow. It looked like just like a regular scarecrow, but an animated one, and big, and tearing the stuff up. And it looked at you, and you got to take a glimpse into its hollow, dark eye sockets. Just before it tried to turn.
This was like a scarecrow, like
a scarecrow, yeah, like a
I got you.
Walking, angry-looking scarecrow.
Nasty.
Yeah.
Don't you have a picture or something?
Sure. I don't know. It's dead. Yeah, wait, let me get a picture of ashes. Here, how's that?
I would take it.
Nice.
And then at least we get a picture of something. Although, I guess you would have to give the picture of ashes to the edgelords first.
Wait, can I enter drawing mode? So that's what he did look like? That's him now.
I don't know if that's... All right,
Fair.
so what's the plan? So that's it. Wow, that was a short, sweet, and to the point.
1 hour for 30 seconds of combat. Yes.
All right. Well, on the plus side, it's dead.
Right, we can just move past this point.
Did we level up?
Now,
You're
can
third.
we
You
track it?
just made third.
Yeah, but everything.
I'm sorry, what's that, John?
Lightning bolt.
Is there a way we can track it using Delaquin now? Or is my tracking better than his?
Unlikely.
Mine's +6.
Hello, new friend. Can you track this thing back to where it came from?
Possibly.
Where did it come from?
That's what we need to find out.
Turns out clerics are the best trackers on the planet.
They use God's light.
Apparently, it uses wisdom as your stat for that.
And you're
Oh, yeah,
proficient
that would
in survival.
You would think it would be something that a barbarian would be good at.
Of course. No. Clerics. A cleric raised in the city is the best
Cleric
tracker
of the moon.
in the planet, come to find out.
Oh.
They're proficient at survival, and they have the highest wisdoms, which makes them the best trackers in the game.
Makes sense to
I
me.
guess I'm going to track the scarecrow again then.
How do you get
And
proficiency? How do you get proficiency in
This is the classic,
survival?
hello,
What the
new
heck?
friend. Can you track this thing? And the priest just, no.
Seems to be the case.
Well, okay then. So what are you guys doing?
I'm going to try to track it again.
Okay, roll me the tracking. Infinite track. Okay, now as a note, remember for groups like this, remember I don't do the whole everybody gets a tracking chance, right? So you guys either decide who's tracking or not, and then there's going to be just a
They'll
single
get
roll.
advantage.
So you just make
If
us
I'm
choose
tracking.
one person?
If you were to help him, you could give him advantage on his roll.
Who's he tracking?
The scarecrow. Back to
Scarecrow.
its source.
Could I help him by shining my lantern on the ground for him?
Yes, you can. That would give him advantage.
I would like to do that.
You got it.
Where would the tracking skill be? Under skills? Under
It's
survival?
survival.
It's survival.
That's
Yes.
new. Okay. I would say.
All right,
that,
John. Okay.
John,
Yep. Go ahead and roll with advantage.
Okay.
I don't understand how a ranger does not have better skill set for tracking than a priest.
Welcome to clerics. Clerics.
Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Not making sense
One
since
of the-
1977.
Perhaps D&D 5e isn't a perfect system. There are some holes in the reasoning, I suppose. Let's see. 22. Holy smokes. Okay. So even
I
at
told her
night
not
and
to
here,
do
you
that.
can actually track this thing back, and you track it
No,
a ways.
it was before you got here.
Oh.
What's that?
I was telling Mamie something.
I know. So you guys get. I'm just not drinking enough. I don't understand. It's a school night. I'm trying to not drink bourbon, but you guys make it really hard to not drink bourbon.
It's
You
okay.
understand that?
It's okay.
You should
The
just drink
school
rum
kid
instead.
is with his mom, so you don't need to deal with it. So it's not a school night for you.
Okay. You so you track this thing a long ways. In fact, you eventually find yourself back, Imani, you've been here before. You find yourself at the wall of another place. This is like over to the east. You cross over the road that you guys had followed to get up here, and you find yourself once again at the wall of
The brewery, right?
this is the
There's a meadery,
There's a meadery. That's right.
which I have no problem with we putting them out of business. Since I plan on opening up a meadery, we can't hear you, Brian. That's good.
Snow Beetle, the Snow Beetle Orchard and Meadery.
No beetle.
Snow Beetle.
Can we find out who owns the snow beetle?
Can we continue tracking?
Do they
this?
sell snowmobiles?
You
I want one.
yes, you can continue tracking this. So this is basically the walled compound. So this is a meadery and orchard. So there's a lot of this area that is just like lands of growing trees and such like that. And then there's the actual compound of the estate itself, and that's this low wall that you're crossing now. So you are officially, if you continue on, you will officially be trespassing on private land. Just as an FYI, not as a deterrent. Just a.
And this is where the scarecrow came from.
That's what the ultra tracker, the cleric, says.
Okay, let's go wake the meadery.
Right. If we approach it outright, then we can request entrance to continue our search.
Or maybe
Yep.
we could just ask if they know why it
Nope.
maybe came from
Nope.
here.
We ask them if we can continue tracking it.
Okay.
Because any other question will,
Just tell me where to shine
will
my
come
light.
off as an implication of them, which we want to avoid.
All right, so you
Just
guys
tell
going
me where
around to the
shine my light.
you guys are going around to like the front main sort of entrance. So
Yep.
if you go around, you can kind of head around, and you actually meet up with a road that comes into the estate, and it's kind of this cool place. So there are actually some stables up here. There's this big manor house, like the road leads into this big manor house. This is obviously a pretty affluent situation they have here. There are some stables that have a couple of horses in there. There is someone manning the stables. There are a couple of doormen at the entrance to this estate that are there, and there seems to be some activity. Like there are people around in this area.
It is nighttime, right?
That's right. But this seems to be some sort of like perhaps resort type place as well. Like there are clearly guest accommodations in this place and people who are here inside the area. In fact, as you come up to the foyer, you're greeted by the doorman, and they sort of look at you and they kind of assess you, and they're like, and these are halflings. Doormen are both halflings, and they're like, yeah, can we help
hello,
you?
sir.
Yes. Hello.
Yes.
They don't seem to. They don't seem to. They're looking at you with squinty eyes, as if they don't.
I shine my light on him.
What that?
Why
No,
are
that's
you-
just
why
rude.
are you-
Sorry, forgot y'all were.
Now they're looking at you with angry, squinty eyes.
Can I guess I should have said this before.
You
I
make
showed-
everything more challenging to me.
Well, no. What I was trying to do, and I should have said it before, but I wanted to shine my
I'm
light on
telling you
him
that in character, man.
so I could
You
gauge.
make everything more challenging to me.
I just wanted to get a read on him to see if like he'd be willing to talk. I shine my light on him to see like if he was gonna be like angry or polite.
He can
in
hear
return.
you. He's right there.
No, I'm saying this out of character. I'm trying to tell this to you, like, because I wanted to
You
ask.
can't tell it
if
to
I could
him.
do-
He's standing there. You can't tell. What you?
Well, I wanted to ask you if I was going to be able to do like a insight check on him, like shine the light on him and do an insight check on whatever his response is.
Well, you've gotten his initial response from you shining the light in his face.
That's all that I needed.
yeah.
Okay.
But you can get an insight check, but you might need to hear him speak. I mean, he hasn't really said anything yet, right? Like he give him,
Yeah.
you need something to read first.
I'm gonna let the people that are good at negotiating negotiate,
Wow, what a great idea!
and I'll shine my light when they tell me to.
So he looks at me like, no, that's just rude. Now what
I'm terribly.
what are you
sorry.
people doing here? You you're not here for the resort.
I mean, I'm not averse to it. This looks like a fine place.
Fine, yes, it is indeed a fine place. I'm not convinced that you can afford this fine place, sirs. Maybe you should be on your ways.
Oh, how much? How much is it?
How much is it? Well,
Impost light.
that depends on what you intend to do. What?
I mean, I just want to, stay a night or two. How about 2 nights?
With all of them?
Hmm?
With all of them?
I mean, I don't know if anybody else wants to stay. I don't know what your accommodation sizes are. Do you fit Longshanks in here?
He this is perhaps, but how? Are you sure you have the coin for this type of establishment?
Well, I just asked you what the coin was, and
Well,
I
there are
answered
many.
that
There are
question
many.
accordingly.
Perhaps if you have to ask how much it costs to be here, this is not the place for you to be. I suspect you and your friends probably should go on your way. We are not here for average travelers.
I just
Sure.
want to know where the scarecrow went.
The what?
Oh, we tracked a scarecrow onto your lands.
A
That
scarecrow?
wall,
You mean the scarecrows that scare away the
an
birds?
animated scarecrow.
Oh, you're tracking he looks at his friend, an animated scarecrow. And his friend looks at, or the other dwarfman, he looks at him and he's like, and they start looking around. Perhaps.
This
And
is
he's
so
like,
surprising.
I kind of look at Reginald inquisitively as if like, should I sign my light now?
Sure.
And I shine my light at the dwarf that I saw in there, and I try and get an insight on what he's thinking.
It was a halfling.
Halfling. Didn't
When
you say
he's-
dwarf?
I said that one.
tell you what, go ahead and I guess I should give Reginald a persuasion roll as well. All right, fine. Reginald, you can roll persuasion. Elroth, you can roll insight.
I'm not proficient in this. Well, I'm very not proficient in this.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I still got a 13. But
That's not bad, but in this circumstance.
let me spin that point of inspiration.
Ooh, all right. Oh, I didn't take Elroth's inspiration off earlier. Hold on. All right, Elroth, you're down to 2. Reginald, you're down to 0.
I'm down to 0.
Oh, you guys are running out. I have all the inspiration now. Oh, by the way, for you guys watching at home, I think DM inspiration, since it's given by the viewers, should be used at the discretion of the viewers. So if you guys ever think that we need to re-roll something for ill or for good, you let me know, and I'll spend DM inspiration on that. How about that? Is that fair?
Oh, somebody's been at the Always Lounge.
That's a good plan. I've got 6 inspiration, man. I got to do something with these guys. So you guys let me know what to do with it, and I'll do it. All right, Chris, what'd you get?
21.
Oh, come on. Come
get-
on.
Plus.
We want to do inspiration? No. Going
No,
twice?
that was persuasion.
Fine. Okay, fine, persuasion. You manage through your inspired tongue to convince him that you can. And he says, "Well, I suppose coin is coin, and if you've got it, well, this is the place. But you with the lantern, put that away. That is just plain rude." And he looks at you. He's like, "Your friend with the scarecrows. Is he okay? Has he been what's his issue?"
No, that's it legitimately happened, but
Yes. Well, I suppose coin is coin. Come in, friends. And you enter the foyer of sort of this big estate. And so this is an area where it's sort of a bar / tavern / desk. If you guys ever been to a vineyard, this is sort of the place you walk into, right? There are trinkets and such you can buy. There is a desk. There are a couple people dressed in the livery of the estate that are helping out. There are several guests around, but this is a big place. So there's obviously the people here seem to be well dressed by and large, and it's sort of
Is
like
there a whiskey tasting?
There might be.
I'm avoiding it.
hey, Roy.
Yeah.
Elroth just got another point of inspiration from Sanctum Cosplays.
Uh-oh.
Oh
no. Sorry, Elroth.
You can try and use your inspiration to stop us, but I will always have it to stop us for you.
Fine, Elroth. Good luck. All right. So, what do you guys are here? It's like a swanky resort type thing. There's lots of action that could be had. Lots of things going on. Oh, we should have a.
We could.
There we go. All right.
I want to avoid the whiskey tasting.
I can tell you guys what to do.
I've had
or...
a bad.
You did?
I went to go track a scarecrow.
Well, I'm gonna go see about rooms.
Well, the scarecrow is back around. Like, you'd have to go back to where you were. You were tracking the scarecrow, then you stopped tracking the scarecrow to come to the front of the estate. Does that make sense?
Right.
Yeah. So if I pay to get, what's permission to go through the orchards?
All right, so the someone in the livery comes up to you, and this is again a halfling, and he looks up and says, "Ah, sirs, gentle sirs," and he looks a little questioning at you guys in your adventurer's garb.
I put my lantern away.
How can I help you? Welcome to the Snow Beetle Estate and Resort. How can I? Well, I'm sorry. Welcome to Snow Beetle Orchard and Meadery. How can we help you tonight? It is late for travelers, I admit.
It is pretty late. How much would be a room for the night?
Oh, I'm sorry, sir, but I'm afraid we are booked up for this night. In fact, we're booked up for this 10-day. It's a good time to come to the Snow Beetle Estate, and well, as you can see, we are very, very busy. We have very few rooms here. You see, we're not an inn per se, but we cater to a.
I really wanted to see it. Would it be possible for me to simply just pay to walk the grounds? It's lovely.
Oh, absolutely. If you come back tomorrow during the day, we will have tours. You can pay, and we'll show you all around our fabulous estate. It is well worth the tour, I assure you, my friend. We have many guests who come in during the day.
Oh,
you can get on one of the.
I see. I don't know if you know. As a gnome, I see much better at night.
Oh well, this is sort of unusual. You see,
I have
The
coin.
moonlight does make the berries glow a special kind of way.
well, the berries aren't even growing right now. This is sort of the end of the season.
I didn't say grow. I said glow.
Yes, but yes,
They're not there.
we don't do tours at night. You see, I would
You do self-guided?
not at night. You see, I'm afraid I may have to ask you to come back tomorrow. If you, I'm sure you understand. We have our guests and our patrons to safety and such to keep in mind.
Perhaps we could just have a look indoors, huh? And we can walk around and see what there is to see in here. What do y'all think?
I suppose it's fine.
Who
but
knows? Maybe we'll find something which catches our eye.
I would
Yeah,
ask you to stay here in the welcome area in our main area, of course. Beyond this are our guest suites and the estate itself. So you're welcome. You're welcome to stay here so long as you stay in this area.
Are there any... So he says that beyond this is the guest quarters and the estate.
Right.
Are there any other doors which might suggest that there's some extra rooms that he's not telling us
There's
about?
lots of you guys are in so you guys are just in. Imagine you walk into the foyer of a hotel, right? There's a
Okay,
bar,
so it's not like a
there are
straight
people,
shot.
No, this is like a huge area, a huge open area. There are stairs lead up to another floor. There are several doors. There's a lot of places to go from in here.
Look for a menu of services.
Sure, you can go up to the. There's actually a big bar, and they've got some sheets made out that sort of talk about the menu that they've got. They've got some food. They've got small plates that of where most of these revolve around things like cheeses and different wines. Of course, there are lists of wine, different meads that you might like to try.
Can you describe the patrons' garb? Are they actually in like fine clothing, or are they
Oh, yeah.
dressed similar to
You're
us?
in a very upscale. Like you guys are dreadfully out of place here. This is a very upscale place. Like you guys just walked into a fine dining establishment in your shorts and tank tops. So people all over the room are watching you. There are a few guards around the room that are keeping close eye on you. You guys are clearly like not in a place you belong right now.
Then I guess it's time to leave.
Well, hold on. I'd like to try the ale. You said there
Get
was
a bottle to go.
There was an ale. Well, he said there was a tasting.
You can have a tasting, sure.
Maybe there's somebody interesting over there we could talk to.
Undoubtedly.
Let's go. I'm gonna do the ale tasting, and I'm gonna try and since I'm so charismatic, my highest trait, I haven't been able to use it. I want to try and I want to talk up whoever is doing the tasting.
Yeah.
And like,
That's a random bartender.
Close.
It's a halfling as well. The staff here are all halflings. And she gives you. It's 5 dragons for a 3 mead tasting. And you get small tastes of each of 3 meads. And she's thrilled to chat with you as long as you like.
hi there. And I set down my 5 dragons. I'd like to do the tasting. What are the meads that are on the menu for this tasting?
Well, we have here. This is our standard mead. It is a dry, crisp mead that I think you'll enjoy a lot. Here we have a mead more designed for our dessert palate. This will be a much sweeter mead. It will linger longer and be very good. And here we actually have a melomel that we put together. This is a mead that is also has additional fruit added to it. I think you'll enjoy this quite a bit.
I think I will too. Are these all grown on location here?
Oh, yes, of course.
I'm gonna like sip the first one. I'm gonna be like, this is quite good. This is very good mead. Do you often partake in this?
Do I? Sure, yeah, it's good stuff.
Have you ever seen where they brew it?
Uh,
I'm sure it
yes,
must
of
be a
course.
great sight to see so many barrels of this fine mead.
Sure, yeah.
And I'm gonna try the second one. Ooh, this one is very good. This one's very good.
Mm-hmm.
Where do they keep the barrels? I'd love to be able to schedule some tour to go see them.
Oh yeah, we have tours all the time. In fact, every day. Just come during the day, and we have tours that happen throughout the day. There are even self-guided tours if you'd like.
Very interesting. And I kind of like swirl the last one, and I take a sip of it. Oh, you were right. This one is quite sweet.
Very fruity.
You know, you're also very sweet yourself. You remind me a lot of this mead. Sweet, yet strong, independent. You can make your own decisions.
Lingers
do
on the
your own
tongue.
thing.
Oh,
I kind of set it down.
thank you.
I would very much like to try some more of this mead, but as you can tell, I'm not very well dressed for this occasion. I left my finery with me. I got dragged into some mess with this party. Just don't
Ugh,
tell them I said
It's
that.
a mess.
I'd very much like to go somewhere private where I could change, but I don't have a room. Maybe could you possibly take me on one of those tours to see the barrels of mead where I could go and get changed while basking in the glory that is this wonderful mead and, well, this wonderful bartender.
I don't know. Why don't you roll me persuasion, Josh?
I'd love to.
See how that goes.
I'm proficient. Decent. 18.
She says, well, I'm very flattered. I could, changing, I could find you a place to change, sure. Though I am supposed to be here working, and we're not supposed to do tours at night, so, why don't you...
Well, how about I leave a couple extra dragons on the counter here, and I'm sure we could find somebody to take your spot just for a couple of minutes while we go out and about. And I'm gonna set like 3 more dragons onto the table, and I can be like, you can keep those, or you can use them to get somebody to cover you. I'll leave
Okay,
that up
sure.
to you, but I'm sure you can make it happen.
She says, sure. Okay. So you need a place to change?
A place to change, and also somewhere where I could get a closer view on these barrels. I wanna see where this wonderful mead is brewed, and I'd maybe like some alone area where I could talk to you a little bit more. Maybe where nobody could hear us.
Sure. She seems flattered, and the gold doesn't hurt. She's like, well, I suppose it wouldn't hurt.
Of course not. We could each bring a glass of this mead with us, just to lighten it up.
But you see, I'm working, but I can't. Yeah, this is that. But I'm working. I can't just walk off my job and go get drunk with you. As nice as that is, it's a fabulous idea. Perhaps when we're closed, you can come, and when we're closed, then we can get you changed into your fine clothes, and then we can wander around the grounds a bit. Oh, it must be. Oh, it is starting to get late. Well, I suppose people will be going to their rooms before too long. Maybe in the next couple of hours, people will be going to their rooms, and once most people go to their rooms, we sort of shut things down here, and that's when we close for the night.
Perfect. All right. Well, where should I meet you then around closing time?
I suppose
Is
come
there
back in
maybe
here.
like a back gate to the yards which I could meet you so that nobody has to know?
Oh, come. Well, back gate to the yards. You've been to a vineyard, right, Josh?
Once.
Yeah. I mean, they're like you could eat. It's not like you can't go into the yard of this place if you want to, anytime you want to. Like this is. She's like back. Well, there's. I mean, I suppose there's the entrance that we use to come in. Sure, but
that sounds lovely.
I don't know how safe that sounds. Why don't you just meet me in here, and we can go from here.
Well, I really think it would be best if we meet over there. I mean, I don't want to get you in trouble, right? Because you would still be at your place of work. I don't want to get you in trouble just for us to have a little bit of fun. So how about I meet you at the gate where all of the employees come in, and we can meet there, say, an hour after
Maybe another
closing.
persuasion roll. Because I got to separate, because you're creeping me out with this. So I got to see if you're creeping her out.
I know.
Or if, this is like the creepiest thing I've ever heard in my life. Come here, meet me in this dark place where no one else can see, so you and I can talk with no one else
21.
around. Like, this is like super ultra creepiness, right?
Well, I mean,
It's the
trying to
creepiest
set
thing
it
ever.
up to where I can
Yes,
bring
you're trying to
in
set
my
it up so you can
friends
kidnap
instead
her
of just
and
me.
abduct her, and no one will ever see her
Sanctum
again.
Cosplays thinks
wanna-
that you're going to human traffic her.
Bribe her.
Yeah, like this is.
I want to pay her large amounts of money to not scream like we're gonna rape her, and
Well, you're setting. This is.
I didn't hear any other better ideas.
You guys, you are the creepiest thing I've ever seen in my life. Oh my god.
You raised him.
No, I know.
You,
The
you were
GM
doing
needs
not
to teach
too,
his
too
offspring.
bad in the beginning, but yeah, you kind of.
You don't got your daddy's charm, boy.
All right, I gotta.
Yeah,
I got,
but I have
kinda
went
plus
off the rails.
6 to my charisma
Meet me-
rolls, and I
meet
rolled
me-
a 21 on my persuasion.
Yeah, her dad's not like, leave all your friends and meet me in a dark alley where no one else knows where you are. Like, that's not.
Okay.
Well, no, I'm trying to make it to where it's like, listen, I don't want to get you in trouble at work. How about we meet over here so that, like, nobody has to see that you're sneaking off with somebody like
No.
this.
No one got that, Josh. Just FYI.
Hey, Roy, by the way, the vineyard that we actually came from, where the scarecrow was that a vineyard for wine or
It was a vineyard for wine.
for wine? And these were also halflings
Yes.
that were running that vineyard.
That's right.
That's
That's
correct.
right.
Okay. So, and so this is a totally different, like, establishment run by halflings.
That's right.
Do we know if there's any other vineyards, like halfling vineyards or breweries in the area? Or are these the only two halfling?
In this area, yeah. This is kind of the big business over here. This is, and this vineyard. Well, you wouldn't know. You're not from here. You don't know anything. Yeah.
Okay.
Hang on, I gotta think about this for a second.
We need to do more
Oh, here
investigation.
comes the bourbon.
Yeah, more investigation.
Elroth, you're missing the creepy van that says free candy, man.
I don't think so. I think he has it outside.
Hey, baby, come see
It's
my
not a van,
carriage.
it's just a horse and carriage.
I got some puppies. Would you like to see? All right, so guys,
I'm so sorry for turning this creepy. I saw my opportunity. I pushed it a little bit because, like, I was like, okay, I can definitely get in there alone, right? But I'm not great at tracking or like investigating. I need to find a way to get my friends in there.
Elroth's
The back
idea
door.
of a roofie. He reaches into his backpack, pulls out the heavy mug, he clocks her aside his head.
No, because I really like this NPC. I don't want any harm to come to her. So I'm based.
Okay.
Right. You just want to put her in
I
a
think the
closet
only
and keep her
reasonable
safe
outcome
forever.
is we meet her at this back gate, and of course she's gonna start screaming when she sees 5 men show up at this gate.
All right.
So we have to cover her mouth, and then offers her a large sum
my
of
God.
dragons to just
Are you
let us
stupid?
go into the vineyard.
No, because we're not going to all show up. We might as
I've
well
raised a
just break
psychopath.
into the.
Yeah.
We might as well just break in if we're gonna do that.
All right. So
Well, no,
I
but
she
think
is
it's
like,
time
no.
we leave the vineyard.
yeah. She's like, no. Just this is kind of oogie. She's like, thank you. I really appreciate the tip. It's preposterously generous. And also,
Sorry, it's been a while since I've been attracted to somebody, so I wasn't entirely sure how to go about it.
and as
I
I'm thinking
apologize
about
if I
this,
overpushed.
she's a bartender at this affluent meadery. She actually would get this sort of thing pretty regularly. So she
Was
is
it
not
21 persuasion.
she's not going to put herself in a dark alley with a random stranger and his buddies with no one knowing where
She
she
doesn't
is.
know it's my buddies.
What?
Everybody dressed
I've said
in
before, and I said
warrior
again. This is
outfit.
not helping.
All right, so what's the plan? you guys,
Josh,
all right, so
Josh,
Elroth, you guys hear the sound
Josh,
of
I'm gonna
Elroth
let you in on a
crashing and
little
burning.
secret, okay? I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Every bartender, everywhere you go, hears everything you have said, and they will hear
Several
who
times.
you're talking to. There's
Well, I haven't said
something-
anything other than hey, I want to take you into this dark alley and hope nobody sees us.
Yeah.
From the
that's
time we
perfect.
came in the door, that bartender knew that we were together, and everybody heard everything.
Well, that's
that
why I
everybody
started out with, hey, screw these guys.
All right, so here's Elroth. Crashing and burning. All right, Elroth.
Ah, the fireball. You
Nice.
were right.
Nice try, Elroth. Yeah, see? Yeah. All right, so, all right, Elroth, you are...
I dejectedly go
shut
back to
down.
the party.
I know
And I
that you're
say, hey, guys, so, any other plans?
Yeah, don't hit on the bartender. She's playing hard to get.
No, he's playing hard to want.
Make sure you detect... Chris, that is the best thing ever. That was the best thing ever. No, he's playing hard to want. Oh man, hold on. I gotta
If it wasn't evident, I don't often go to bars.
add stream marker. You got that, man. Nice, Chris. All right. What's plan B, friends? What's plan B? You guys have been sitting
I
here.
am going to.
You've literally done nothing
eventually-
tonight. Not one thing.
Yes, we toasted a scarecrow in
like
one
30
round
seconds
before you could move.
You say we as if we went more than one person into combat.
So the really
So-
curious thing is, why are we tracking a scarecrow that Josh killed in one shot?
Because it's not a question of defeating the scarecrow. It's a question of finding out why the
Where'd it come
scarecrow
from?
is being sent there to destroy the vineyard.
But okay, so we're lying.
So killing the bad guy just isn't enough. We actually have to find
Okay.
out why the bad guy was there.
Okay, so we're lying though.
We're lying.
Well, you guys are in this. Like, this is the place.
I honestly would have paid for a night if it would have given me access to the vineyard.
Yeah, because
So I wasn't lying.
I've been pretty confused about why are we tracking something that we know is dead.
Well, you stopped tracking it in order to come to the front, but you guys have come to the front of like this apparent resort. So there are, a dozen workers and such at this resort. I don't know how much you think
Well, I mean,
a average bartender at this place might know about anything going on, but apparently we're gonna spend the night in the foyer of this resort. They've told
Well,
I
me
mean, if we think about like what happened with the scarecrow, right? It ran like the reason that I think at least that we're still tracking it is it ran straight through this vineyard without doing a thing, and then it went right to the other one and started destroying barrels of wine and grapes and everything like that. So I feel like we're trying to find out, like, hey, this place.
Yes, I mean, you're in the
Yeah.
right place. I'm just suggesting that the bartenders and doormen probably may not actually know what's going on if there is some nefarious plot going on
That's
here.
why I wasn't trying to.
And you
ask her
guys are
what's going
spending,
on.
like,
I was
an-
trying to get her to let me into the vineyard.
I think it's time to go back to Troll Skull Manor and call it a night, get 8 hours, and roll from there.
I was gonna say
We could always just come and do a tour in the morning. But
I was gonna say
mean,
that Imani and Elroth head back to Troll Skull, and the people who can actually hide and see in the dark go looking for the tracks in the vineyard
The
on our
guys
way
who
out.
can't track, you mean?
I'm sorry,
So what you're
Delaphin.
saying is
You
Elroth,
are
after my
a perfectly fine
disaster of a
tracker.
flirting,
I believe in you, sir.
go back.
I believe in
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. I'm actually a tracker. I've been tracking. Maybe that's why I lost the trail.
You're so
Hey,
used to tracking
Alamir, what
humans.
or Delaquin, what kind of character are you?
I'm
He's a moon
elf
elf.
ranger. Moon elf ranger.
Moon Elf Ranger. Okay, I just wanted to make sure you weren't wearing plate mail or something.
No, I am not wearing plate mail.
All right, so what's the plan, friends?
So here's the plan.
All right.
So Amani and Elroth are going to head back to Troll Skull.
They're putting me in timeout.
And then, or you can stay here and creep out other girls if you want. I guess.
No, I'm going back. Lost
And
your
then
chance.
We're gonna start heading out, and then once we kind of get into more of the dark area, we're just gonna go off into the tree line.
Blend into the shadows.
Yeah, just to set the scene, if you guys didn't do a good job of setting the scene, remember, like there are acres and acres of orchards and land and growing area, and there's like this one big sort of manor. You know, so think of a plantation, right? Like instead of vineyard, think of plantation. There's like the manor house, and the manor house can hold some guests. It's like the sort of resort that's all set up, and that's in this one area, and the road leads to that. But outside of the manor house, it is just acres and acres, miles and miles of woodland, right?
So
you
once
guys
we
can
get
easily just go anywhere you want in this area.
Absolutely, and getting the room, which is what I was hoping that we could do. Was that we could legally get access to the vineyard. Since that has fallen through,
no
we are
easy
going to go
legal
sneaky
access.
sneak. Huh?
Sorry, no easy legal access.
Right. So we will go sneaky sneak.
All right, so you are.
You sure you don't want me to come along, just in case there's any more scarecrows you need
I'm
one shot?
pretty sure
So
you're
splitting the party though.
Yeah, they're putting
would
Elroth
prefer
in timeout.
not to split the party, but it only makes sense since they can't see in the dark.
I would suggest that if we come in contact, do not make contact. So if we find something or see something, we do not engage.
That also makes sense. We're information gathering, so we're not looking for a fight.
gathering.
Okay, so Elroth goes back to Troll Skull. Imani, you're
Muted.
Sure, why not?
going back
I'm going to
Troll
go get my 8 hours of sleep. Sure.
All right, and Gail, you are
Also muted.
going back to Troll Skull.
As Reginald said, or as Chris said, we're just sneaking, right?
Right.
I didn't
Sneak
sneak
in and investigating. The two things that you two should be doing the best.
Yeah.
Okay, so the three of
sneaking.
you are going where?
Can we start from where we last found the tracks?
That is our goal.
Yes, you
We're
can.
Yeah,
gonna
really.
try to. As
I-
a matter of
I would-
fact, if Imani can go back to where he lost the tracks,
He never lost them. You guys decided not to follow them over the low wall into the estate area.
right? I
Oh,
mean,
so
we
we-
can go.
We could tell
Back
that it
and-
went over the wall, or did it look like it went through the wall?
Oh no, this was like
Sorry, I thought the wall was higher.
no. This isn't like some giant
Isn't it
wall
like
of
waist
fortress.
level?
Yeah, it's like it's just a low wall, sort of designating the estate area.
Yeah, no, the scarecrow
Well, it's a lot
did.
bigger to me. Let's just put it that way.
well,
The
it is to
scarecrow
you.
did the whatever they're called, the hurdles in high school. So he just
Yeah. The only thing I mentioned was that you would be officially entering private property, which is trespassing. I only brought that up just as a conscience of Waterdeepian law. So let's pick up at that point. So you guys go back to there. You're back at the wall, and you're making a decision where to go. So Elroth and Imani are headed back to Troll Skull. The other three of you are going to track this thing over the wall.
So wait,
I gotta go say hi to Leaf and get him to play cards.
And I'm going to cast Cure Light on Gale before I leave.
Oh, nice. All right.
Your light.
My Cure Lights do 1d8 plus 7.
Why not?
that should
healing?
work then. You could probably, yeah,
Oh, is he injured?
not anymore.
Not anymore.
He was.
Guess that answers that.
All right. All right, so you guys part ways. The three of you hop over the wall. I suppose, Delaquin, I'm going to need a tracking check from you, and I need sneak checks from the three of you.
I'm gonna help him.
How?
Well, I have a half proficiency in tracking.
Half proficiency?
I have a half proficiency in tracking.
What do you mean half proficient? What is a half proficiency?
He's a bard. He has a half
I'm a bard. I
proficiency in
have
almost
half-
the
Yeah, you
world.
seen
can do
everything.
that. It's a thing.
Welcome to the world of bard.
Well, then he gets half advantage. What am I supposed to do with
You
a
get
half
half
proficiency?
advantage.
You don't
Add
have to worry about
1d10.
it. Fantasy Grounds sorts it out. What it does is it allows you to use that skill, and it uses half of your proficiency bonus on that skill check.
All right, then I'll give you half of the proficiency bonus on the check. So what's that, plus
Well,
one
that's-
or plus two?
It does. Fantasy Grounds does that. You don't have to do a thing.
I got
If
it.
you roll it out of your skills, Fantasy Grounds does it. Like I,
All right, so let's see. So stealth, Gale, you're well hidden. Delaquin. All right, let's see. I'll give you a. What's your proficiency bonus, Reginald?
+3, or no, +2.
+2. All right, so
wait, you don't have it clicked on your skill checks, Chris?
I'm assisting.
Yeah, you're
I'm not actually rolling.
you're not. Yeah, trust
Oh, I
me.
see.
Trust me. So you guys are well hidden. Wow, you guys are some stealthy MFers. As you get over the wall, though, you guys look around, and after a few seconds, Delaquin, you realize you cannot find the trail on this side of the wall. You can't kind of pick up like there's you get over the wall, and this is sort of an open area. So the orchids are all outside of here, and this is kind of a more open area. It's not an easy area to track in, but you don't have the trail once you get over the wall. So let me set the stage. So you guys get over the wall. You're in this wall that's probably 100 yards from you is sort of the manor house. You're like in the back of the manor house now, and it's this big walled area. There are some pavilions here. There's a lot of sort of smaller buildings that are, or a few smaller buildings that are around in this big area, and you can see the manor house probably 100 yards ahead of you through the night. The manor house sticks out. It's well lit and such up there. Back here, of course, it's very dark, so there's not a lot of easy tracking to be done in this area.
And
But there's no trail.
was the scarecrow? Did it move in a straight line towards this area?
No, it wandered a bit, roughly straight. Yes, I mean it's not like a bee flying,
Beeline.
but yeah, it basically in a pretty determined line at least. Yeah, they came in pretty well.
Okay.
And remember,
Can
the
we-
scarecrow tracks aren't like they don't leave like footprints and stuff. Remember, that was part of the reason that Imani had trouble tracking the first time was because scarecrow prints are sort of hard to determine from just the regular grass and dirt and stuff like that. So it's a little hard to track the scarecrows.
Right. I'm just trying to figure out whether or not we can, since we're not able to find tracks, can we extrapolate basically where the scarecrow was heading by
A general
Where it
trend
came from?
line, like
A
a
like kind of
Triangulation
go in a
direction.
general straight line
Yeah,
away from
not really, because there are a few different buildings in this area, and of course the big manor. I mean, you would guess more than likely the manor house. The path that you took led fairly straight, from the other estate or the other. It wasn't an estate, but the other vineyard to this wall, as if it were heading back to this place. You'd guess the manor house if you had to guess trajectory.
Okay.
Is there anything else around us? Any body else that we can discern using a perception check?
Not in this area. Like I said, you guys are well away from the manor house. All the real activity is up by the manor house. There are some pavilions. There are some outdoor areas. There's lots of sculpted gardens and stuff. Lots of flowers. Lots of all those kinds of things. There are 3 separate buildings that you can investigate that are kind of spread out in this big, giant walled area. But there are no people
So
that
I
you see
guess-
here.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I guess what I'm really asking is, I'd like to break the silence, and I'm looking around to see if there's any real risk in doing that. If I not loudly, but just to whisper to the others.
No, you guys seem very alone out here. You're a long way from any activity.
So we could go and actually investigate these buildings, the outermost buildings, to see if we see anything. Are there any? Do we notice any like windows that we can look into the buildings?
Probably, sure.
So maybe we can do a quick investigation and just see if we see anything, and then if not, we can back out.
I was
Okay.
gonna suggest we go on and back out now. Let's not pursue this tonight.
I like Delaquin's idea. We're gonna lose trail by the morning.
You've already
That's
lost
gonna be a
trail.
problem.
Yeah, the trail's gone.
The expert tracker
Well,
has
I mean, like
left,
anybody
has walked
who's
away.
looking for the scarecrow to come back is going to be. I mean, I say we approach the manor house and just stay well hidden.
I got another theory is that we came in here talking about a scarecrow, and when the scarecrow doesn't come back, we aren't going to have to come looking. It's the others are going to, whoever cares is going to come find us. And right now we're trespassing. Right
I don't-
now,
Why would
we're
they come looking for
exposed
us?
because we talked in earshot in their establishment about a scarecrow, an animated scarecrow.
Well, you talked to a
And
doorman in this big place, so just yeah. I mean, so far the people you've talked to don't seem to be. They're just people that work there, right?
Yeah. So
All right. So, plan of action.
I mean, I would prefer to stay to see if somebody comes looking for the scarecrow. At least comes out and kind of looks around and, looks suspicious. We don't have to actually approach the building necessarily.
Well, let me emphasize: you guys are a long way from the manor house, right? Like, and the manor house is big. Like, there are many, many, many rooms and such in that house. This is a plantation. So
all right. Well, I'm gonna go along with what you guys are saying, but I just realized that we are outside the law right now, and we came out tonight to try to get Imani back within the good graces of the law. So right now, we've accomplished
within the good
our
graces
goal.
of the Emerald Enclave. Who
All right.
really cares about them?
So you guys are hanging out here. How long are you going to hang out by the wall? Like, how long are you willing to wait?
I mean, it's pretty late already. We shouldn't have to wait that long.
It's not that late. Remember, you guys. Well,
Early night.
yeah. It's. Well, no. It's probably you waited a few hours. It's probably around midnight, the mid of night.
Oh, that is.
That's easy.
Okay.
All right. So you guys hang out here, and 5 minutes go by.
So I'd like to actually look at one of the outer buildings and see if I can see in, if it's possible.
Yeah, this looks like it is probably some sort of servants' quarters. It's sort of a building that the couple windows you look in reveal a modest place. Each room has 4 separate sort of beds, things, almost like a dorm area, but an upscale servants' quarters, if you would. They're obviously sharing rooms and such, but not, relatively decent accommodations.
Okay. How many buildings of like the outer buildings that we have in this area within like a 50-yard?
Yeah, there are 2
50
buildings
yards,
like
100
this that are like seem to be pretty similar servants' quarters areas, and these are sort of a path that kind of. So here you get into like an area where there's a path and such.
Hey, have the edgelords been here yet?
You don't know.
Yeah, Sanctum Cosplays is Alona.
Well, the reason I'm asking if the edgelords have been here yet is because I want to know if we've got a good map to go by. Like, do you have a good map for us?
Oh no, they haven't come here yet. Oh
Like,
no,
the edgelords
we don't
haven't
have a
been
map
here.
for this.
If the edgelords have been
Like
here, we
crazy.
have a good map. But
Who are
or
these?
we're just gonna go theater of the mind.
Scarecrow.
We're just gonna wing it,
I
right?
gave you a picture of the scarecrow. What more do you want?
We're
Would
just
a map
winging
help?
it, right?
Would a map of the servants' quarters help? Will that make
It's
it better?
probably gonna help the edgelords a lot.
Or what's the other thing we could? What's the other?
Oh, use our imaginations. That's
Yeah.
right. That's what you keep telling us, Dad.
Well, all right. There's another conclusion we could draw from that, but
Oh,
so
okay.
yeah. So there are 2 buildings out here that are servants. Clearly, these sort of servants' quarters, and they're hanging out. So now you're on this sort of path that leads up to the manor house, and then over to the side, there's another sort of couple of buildings, and these seem to be like more big, covered areas. Like there's like not a red barn per se, but like these bigger buildings that probably house the work of the place, right? I mean, this is a meadery after all.
where all the machinery is, stuff like that.
Well, not machinery, but sure. You know, the where the processes happen.
Scouting an outbuilding, or the outbuildings. Is there somewhere where one would be able to hide a scarecrow?
Oh, there are 1,000 places in this area. I mean, these are lush gardens. There are trees. The paths are lined with big garden areas. There are a couple of different fountains that are out here, or ponds, I guess, that are out here. There are 1,000 places out here you could hide a man-sized thing.
Okay.
In any of the buildings, they could be
then,
hidden.
Yeah.
I'll
I think,
talk to
I think you're right. I think we should just call it a night. We can always try back in the morning.
Is there a reason why we are actually caring about this scarecrow thing, except for
it's attacking the winery, and the vintners went to the Emerald Enclave. The Emerald Enclave went to Amani. Amani initially took up the
What's up, man?
task, but
and we completed the task.
Through a severe mishap, happened to set fire to the scarecrow initially, where obviously it set fire to the rest of the vineyard in its race to get back to this area. And then and so now Amani's trying to make amends. We're Amani's friends.
Cohorts.
And so we are trying to help him out. I really don't care about the Emerald Enclave. They're a bunch of prats, if you ask me. But yeah.
So, but we actually accomplished. Is this the only thing we had to actually do? Is kill this or destroy? Is it our
Stop the attacks.
we had
our
to
purpose?
The goal is to stop the attacks, which is why we were tracking it back to its source. Because if somebody is animating scarecrows and sending them after the winery, then that's not going to stop them in the long run. They're just going to
is an ongoing
change their attack
So how might you guys find out where the scarecrows came from?
Well, that's my question. I wanted to know if this is an ongoing. Is this one scarecrow, or has it been several scarecrows, or is it?
I mean, it's an ongoing thing, right? There's a scarecrow that's terrorizing or destroying parts of this vineyard, and
right. My take on it as a player, or as a character in the story, is my take on it is that we have no way of knowing if it's the same scarecrow night after night after night, or if it's been one scarecrow the whole time. Now that we've destroyed a scarecrow, if there's another scarecrow, then we've got an extra bit of data. Like right now, we just know they've been attacked by a scarecrow.
True, it could be 20 scarecrows.
That. Right.
So it could be one. It's only ever been one scene, so I mean,
scarecrows are not easy to make theoretically.
So I think the destruction of the scarecrow is the conclusion, and we tracked it back to the meadery. We can actually relay that information to the vineyard owners and the Emerald Enclave if we need to, and let them handle it from here. We have accomplished, or you guys have accomplished your. I
love the background sounds. This is great. Oh, you guys are in trouble.
I mean, we can go with that. I mean,
there's dogs. Let's go. Please
run. Okay.
But my short legs.
All right, so you guys are.
We're leaving.
If I make a decision to be okay, so you head back. Okay, so you head back easily. Get back to. Night through the city. Oh God, no! I'm gonna skip. Fun night through the skitty city. Because I just want to move forward a little bit. All right, fine. So you get back to Troll Skull Manor.
Why start now?
Dawn breaks on Troll Skull Manor, and soon after dawn. Oh wait, no, sorry, dawn breaks.
Dogs bark. Yeah, that's
Rooster.
He was
Dog's
looking
bark.
for
You
the
can't fly without
rooster.
umbrella.
He was looking for the rooster and he found the dog.
Oh, sorry. Where is? Oh, look, farmland. Oh, this is perfect.
Is there a cock sound? Can you play as a cock?
Roy can play a cock sound like
If I
nobody.
can find a cock.
That's
for
what I
you.
was
Hold on.
thinking.
Hold on. I'm
I
pretty
think
sure.
he just can play a cock personally.
I can
I'll
find a
opt
cock.
not to comment on
Don't
that.
worry. Don't worry. I got you.
Oh, he's got you all right.
No, really. Somewhere out here. I'll find you. Oh, here we go.
There it is.
All right.
As the cock crows.
So dawn breaks, and you guys
Are asleep.
You guys are asleep, except that you guys are supposed to get up for the dawn today, right? You have a
Not
day.
me.
Yeah.
There's a good thing Elroth and Amani went earlier and went to bed.
We only spent like an extra, what?
Hey, those
Half an
20
hour?
minutes
That
that
many
y'all
minutes.
spent, that's 20 extra minutes of sleep that we get.
All right, so today
true.
you guys are going to. Okay, who is going on the mission today for? This is day 4. Who's going on
Yes.
mission with dung sweepers? 1,
Go.
2, 3.
I know nothing about the mission of Dung Sweepers.
Oh yeah, you do not.
It's true.
Who are these Dung Sweepers, by the way?
It's the guild that cleans the streets.
They literally sweep dung.
And everything else that there is to sweep.
But they've been
Street.
getting attacked.
They're sort of the
on
garbage
occasion
collectors
recently.
of Waterdeep.
Yeah. And so,
They're being accosted by some other creatures or men.
Not on our watch.
Well,
exactly.
so there's
it's been
a lot of-
It's been a quiet.
There's a lot of gang activity happening in Waterdeep here just recently. A lot of gang activity. And so the Lord's Alliance, the actual Lord's Alliance, have struck up a deal with the Dung
Wait,
Sweepers
we are
Guild
the actual Lords of Lions.
to say that they would provide some protection to the Dung Sweepers while they were clearing the streets and such like that. And so the group took on that mission, but the group, while hanging out with the Dung Sweepers, has presented themselves as the Lords of Lions, and they're in the process of sort of create a whole nother following, I guess, something in here in Waterdeep. It's little.
We finally got it. We've got 5 of us. We can now form the head.
the
It's a Voltron reference, but I don't know why.
5 robot lions form one big super mega lion bot.
All right. So this day, let's see. So 3 of you are going on this thing. The other 2 of you are hanging out today. Rough plans for the day?
Sleep until I get my long rest, then go just tell them that we destroyed the scarecrow.
Oh,
Tell who?
when I got back last night and I set up my cards to play my game with Leaf,
Nothing happens.
did he play?
Nope.
Yeah.
Tell who you're.
Tell the farmers, the halfling farmers, vineyards, whatever you, whiners, whoever you call them.
Whiners.
They do wine.
Look, whiners.
We had already told them that we had tracked it back to the meadery before.
All right, yeah. So you do. So you go back and you tell the family and you sort of show them the ashes and say, "Look, this is it," and we burned it to a crisp. You burned it. But they look and you're like, "Okay, it's okay, fine." And they're like, "Well,
I know how to handle my fire.
All right,
No
fine.
damage. Some people here.
fine. When are you gonna finish paying off your debt?"
As soon as I get paid, I can give you another 15 gold right now.
15. And how much is it now that you owe us?
50.
Yes, that's what I thought.
It was 150. I gave them 100. I was going to try to give them a potion to solve the other 50. They didn't want
Oh,
that.
they didn't want that. Yeah.
Only in gold.
All right. So fine. So you report that, and they say, "Thank you." And they say, "We will tell Melvinor Fellbranch that you have been successful. You have our thanks." And so you have accomplished that. The Dung Sweepers mission. Let's see. Ooh. Whoa! All right, so today the
We leveled up.
No, today that you just leveled up last week. Shut up. Today, the dung sweepers, as you guys are hanging out, this is a little bit later into the day. You guys are like kind of looking at closing time or looking at the sun getting ready to go down, so you can end your shift. And
Hey, we got a
this person dressed in finery comes sort of staggering down the street. And who's there?
I am, Chris is, and
I'm there.
Elliot.
Oh, all right. And he kind of walks up, and he walks by, and he kind of looks at the dung sweepers, and he's kind of, and he walks by, and he scans you guys, and he goes, and he stops. And he looks over. You're a tabaxi, you. And he kind of walks over to Gale. I know you.
Do I know him?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
You bought me drinks the whole night last 10 day, and I told you for sure I would pay you back. And I couldn't find you, but now I see you. I know you.
And how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. We should go out and have some drinks. Come on, me and you. Come on, old friend. You know you want to have another night
maybe
of it.
later. Maybe later. I'm kind of busy right now.
Though you do need to pay me back.
All right, fine. So you're gonna pretend to be the person this guy thinks you are?
Say what now?
You're gonna pretend to be the person this guy thinks you are?
No, not exactly. So
He's not gonna deny it.
I'm just not drinking enough.
Yeah, I didn't deny it, but I'm not saying yes. I did buy you drinks. I'm not pretending that he owes me any money or anything.
All right. So look, come on.
Look,
I kind of look at Gale and I'm like,
here's where's your favorite place to drink? Where did I meet you?
Why? How am I supposed to know? Look, active deer. You know we've been friends for a little while, and it was a fun night. So come on, let's go have another one. This night's on me. What do you say? Come on, active deer, my pal, my best friend of the whole world.
Not tonight.
All right, well then. So I still don't understand if you're accepting the role or not accepting the role.
That's good.
All right. He said, well, fine then, whatever. And he continues on down the street. All right, day 4 goes by. Nothing happens. That's it. That's the extent of the excitement today.
We report to the Enclave that the Scarecrow issue seems to have been resolved.
All right. He Fellbranch says good work. You shall be. Where is my? Very well then, Imani. It is good that we have been able to make this right with the halflings. I appreciate your zealousness the first night, but you have succeeded, and I commend you. So let's see. You will gain a renown. In fact, you all will gain 1 renown with Emerald Enclave.
My first renown. After so much effort to try and get Leaf to be my first renown, it was some stupid priest cult. I suppose they'll be useful.
And
Actually, I think it's druids, but yeah.
Priests, druids, they all look the same when they're on fire.
Uh-oh.
And you
what happened
guys-
to Gale?
oh no. Oh no.
Ah,
No, Gale. No, Gale. Oh, no.
the cameras. No. Look, I'm still kind of in Elroth's. I leaned the wrong way. Oops.
Gale even dropped out of the fantasy grounds.
Yeah, he's gone.
Really doesn't
Lost
like
internet.
you guys.
No,
What's
this
our
looks like
meeting-
a
oh, here,
company, everybody. You don't need a little controversy.
Come on.
I feel salty without me.
Hey, his Wi-Fi is effing up.
Bing bing. Wait, why am I Gale and he's the?
Because you
Oh,
have to
awesome.
drop out, and Amani has to drop out.
No. No, why?
All right. No.
Never mind.
There you go. Sort of.
Wait, what did you get done to my stream?
We completely lost, Tony.
Lost 2.
Woo, Grognards.
What do you? Oh, hang on. Hold on.
Grog technical issue nards.
All right, so
So next episode is Grognards and their battle against technical issues.
yeah, one of my networks dropped out, but the other one's still working, so I was able to get back in.
All right, I think I fixed it.
Yeah.
I
I don't mess
I'm
around, man.
Amani.
thought we just talked about this.
We
I
did.
that.
We did. Hold on.
Nice to meet you guys. I'm a priest.
That explains why you're so bad at hitting on women.
Wait, who are you talking to? Okay, just checking to make sure that's not me. I finally managed to stay single for 2 whole weeks in the past 14 years. So
2 whole ones.
I don't think I've been single in the past 14 years.
yes,
Missing out.
Okay.
yours has all been with
14
one.
years ago, I was
Nothing wrong with that.
but a wee lad.
No, there's nothing wrong. With
Bab.
it. Every time I break up with somebody, somebody else steps in. It's kind of.
All right. Wait. This is okay.
Huh? What? Right.
Okay. Yeah, Lord knows what the plot is. All right. So who has? Let's see. The next day, you guys have another day with the. Okay,
Wait,
this
I tried the card thing again with Leaf.
doesn't work. Day 5 with the Dung Sweepers goes by uneventfully.
We just
Nothing else
skip
happens that day.
all of day 5?
Yes. Day 6 goes by with the Dung Sweepers uneventfully. The
Keep
We're just flying
keep
through
cleaning the bar this whole time.
yeah. So
Yeah.
remember we talked about
Yeah,
every.
I now have access to an unseen servant.
All right. Yeah. So, all right, I like that. All right. So remember we talked about like so the bar is going to happen in 10-day increments. So I know that we're sort of, I'm not trying to like just ignore days, but this isn't like a day of high adventure. This is sort of a kind of a down time. So remember, it takes like it was 10 days of work to get the bar completely refurbished and ready to go. You guys are able to save money along that time by putting your own efforts and stuff into that, which I'm fine as your downtime activities. So that's good. So Unseen Servant is fantastic. At the end of the 10-day, what I'm going to do is for all of you guys that have been doing things, like I know Gail said he spends all of his spare time kind of cleaning and helping to renovate things. But remember, a lot of this stuff is just like repairs that have to get done. So cleaning's good, but this place needs a lot of actual renovation, tear down, rebuild, walls, stairs, ceiling, roofs, stuff like that.
When all of the broken shit is actually clean, then I'll also start fixing shit.
Yeah. So yeah. So I'm in. So as adventurers, like I said, we're at the end of the 10-day. You guys that have been contributing will be able to make a roll to see how much you've been able to contribute to fixing the place up. Just to macro it out, so we don't have to micromanage renovating one room at a time, right?
Will I be able to make a roll at the end after all of my attempts to try and get Leaf to like me in any regard? Will I be able to make a roll to see if he likes me, possibly with charisma as a modifier? Because
perhaps. But remember, your card idea continues to not pay any dividends. So
maybe I should switch it up.
You
should start cleaning the fucking house.
I have been the whole time. I've been cleaning the house. I've been organizing my room and the bar. I ordered a new table, which I'm waiting to come in, so we can have a nice big table in the main room, and I can do some wood burning in it to decorate it.
So it's become very clear.
But it's like my nightly routine is to just sit down and deal out cards and see if he plays.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. On day 6, you guys are met with a cat sitting on the doorstep, looking disapprovingly at you.
Imani, the cat's back.
Go down and see what the cat wants.
The cat looks at you and it says, Melanor demands your presence again. What have you done this time?
I don't know. I've been sitting at the end after killing the scarecrow.
So you go
You're
see
coming to get me.
You,
I assume you know what I did.
It looks at you. I do not, but it looks at you and sort of shakes its head and walks away as if mourning your loss.
So how long has it been since our night with the the meadery?
That was the night of day 3. This is day 6. It's been a few days. So you guys, full rest.
We've been
blah,
on
blah,
our
blah.
detail every day, and
Yeah.
we've had a few nights good rest. Everybody is long rested.
Oh yeah. You guys are full everything. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna accompany Imani to see Melanor.
Okay. You go over there and Melinor's there, sort of he tending the grounds, and he looks at you and he looks at you, and as he sees you guys, he's like, and he throws down his rake and he looks at you and he says, sort of storms up to you. You told me the scarecrow was defeated.
It was. We burned it to ash.
Then why is the scarecrow still there? We have lost a lot of face because of you, Imani.
I've got more level 2 spell slots. Don't worry. Ooh.
Well, tell me how the hell you can make a scarecrow then.
So,
Because from what I had understood, it doesn't take normal adventurers like me can't do it.
Is it so much to ask for you to go there, take out the scarecrow or find its source and just fix the problem? Is that just, it seems, Imani, perhaps this is just too much to ask of you. Is that?
I think it is.
I mean, obviously they need to come hire me, because so far I have a spotless track record with this scarecrow.
Are you
and
here
I have
with
more
us?
level 2 spell
Are you
slots,
here with us?
so
Are you here with us?
I'm saying that they went out
Look,
and they
listen
found
to me.
Imani.
Look, I said I was going with Imani. Did you say you're coming with Imani?
No,
right,
I'm
this is-
sitting back. I'm saying they
then-
Alright, we
should
wanna-
probably find me.
We want to
If you're
progress.
sitting back, then sit back.
All right.
I was just adding some fun commentary.
It is. Is it?
Oh, apparently I can't solve it, and apparently somebody can create them that fast, and that requires a high-level cleric. So apparently I must be definitely out of my league.
Well then, if that's your position, then I suppose I must look elsewhere for help in this matter. I thought, well, perhaps I thought wrong.
Well, Melinar, I think, I guess our true desire is to help you, but I think that we really need to discuss. We did what we set out to do, and we don't like that you're still being tormented by this other scarecrow, because I can guarantee that that is not the same scarecrow. However,
That is neither here nor
However-
there.
However, yes, of course, we want to solve your whole problem.
This isn't my problem. This is the problem of friends of ours, and we are simply trying to lend them assistance. Were you not able to? Did you consider tracking the creature from whence it came?
Of course, we did.
And why didn't you?
Have you tracked a scarecrow?
I am not doing this. If you are not up to the task, which Imani seems to suggest you are not, then you are not up to the task. And I shall find other resources that can do this task. If you accept this task, though, I expect you to complete it. Is that so much to ask? For you to accept a mission and you actually complete it. If there's a scarecrow, maybe you have to kill it or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe you have to trace it back to its source. These seem like simple things to me, and if I have to do this all myself, I will, but then why am I paying people to help me?
Well, we did kill the scarecrow, and we did track the scarecrow, and we did tell you where the scarecrow came from, and you didn't act on it, you didn't listen, and now there's another scarecrow. So now I start to agree with Imani. At this point, perhaps you should just find somebody else to help you. We want to help. We don't want to leave this loose end, but it seems that you've made your choice. and
I'm not
okay.
making the choice. You are.
Just do it, Roy. Just do it.
I am not making this choice. You are telling me you are not up to the task. You have made my decision for me.
Well, your
Thank you,
tricks may
friends.
work on other people, but
My
I'm
tricks?
willing to accept your manipulation as just that. You're
My
just
manipulation?
You're just manipulating. You know what you're doing.
I don't even know what he's doing. What are you talking about? Never mind. All right. Very well. Very well. Very well then.
Is it too late for me to say that I went with that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
all
that
right.
way you could actually burn down the Druids enclave too while we're at it, right?
Emerald.
I can finally
Emerald.
be ahead of you.
Emerald Enclave Quest 1. Botched. Jeez. How did this happen? Where was I during all this?
I don't know. We're just following your lead.
All right, hang on. My lead.
It's all your fault, Roy.
You really didn't give us a lot to work with or a lot to strive for.
Oh, come on.
I thought
It felt
I should have gone.
it felt
I'm sorry,
clear
Roy.
what
This
he
is
was
my
asking
fault.
for.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
can't
to
believe
take on the equivalent of a 20th level cleric.
And so
Beyond my
I
ability.
I think that we made it clear that we want
20th
to help. We made it clear that we want to help. And he said, no, you made it clear that you're not the right people for the job. You made my decision easy. It's like,
I mean,
Okay.
your exact words were "find someone else,"
Whoa.
yeah.
and then after saying that, you said, "We want to help."
you got
Yeah.
the order wrong. You
I-
got the
well-
order wrong.
You said you
You
want.
got the order wrong,
All right. Well,
and that matters.
you may. All right. Well, all right.
Oh, we still botched it.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm just saying you didn't botch it. You resigned.
Abandoned it.
You resigned from it. Yeah, you guys resigned from it. Imani said that he is not up for the
Beyond my
job.
level. I can't handle it.
Yeah, Imani says that it's not up to his level to attack a 20th level cleric, which I agree with, by the way. But I don't think that
You require a manual of golems.
You might be overthinking this a little bit. That's all I'm saying. You guys,
So
I'm surprised you guys didn't
Scarecrow's
just
a
track it.
magical construct.
I'm surprised you guys didn't just track it to its source. That would have been cool. But
Well,
I did and tried to stay within the law, stupid me. But
there you go,
anyway,
being lawful. That's good though. All right, Iman, you get it. No, you have plenty of inspiration. Screw you. All right, fine.
Amani has no inspiration. But anyway,
What? Oh, you guys are in the wrong place. Wait, what?
we really did. Yeah, so we really did.
Oh, because Josh
Um,
and John switched. That's
so we
right.
really did expect that we were obeying the laws, we were biding time, and that we would get better information. But instead, you got the guy came in and said, "Hey, you guys aren't cutting it." So okay,
He didn't say you aren't cutting it. He said that you have not. You told me this mission was complete, and it's not. That's what he said. He said that you told me the scarecrow problem was solved, and last night the place was attacked by a scarecrow. So
we only said we killed a scarecrow and tried to track it to its source.
You told him the scarecrow problem was solved.
no, we told them we killed the scarecrow.
Well, okay.
But anyway, it doesn't matter.
You're right.
Doesn't matter, don't care.
To be fair,
50 other
we have video evidence which will prove who was right. If anyone feels like going back and
Anyway,
watching.
I'm going to take back my +1 renown with the Emerald Enclave. You guys have to track this. I have to this all tracked.
Haha, so my first renown can be with the ghost.
Oh man, jeez, this is tough.
And we already have +1 renown.
Didn't he say that he took it away?
No,
not
we have it
the
with the
Emerald
dung
Enclave.
sweepers.
Oh yeah.
And we have renowned with the
I admit, I've
the
never,
other.
I didn't expect.
I didn't expect it either, Roy.
I didn't expect
That's why
the position
I
to
didn't go.
be. You're right. Actually, I'm not up to the task. I quit. Like I've never in all my days, I have
Of
never
adventuring, that's not a
experienced.
thing that you expected to hear.
I've never experienced a group who when pushed because apparently their initial foray didn't succeed, they were pushed and they said, "Oh, yeah, you're right. We quit. We're done."
That's the standard. That feels like the standard quest in some game where it's, hey, you thought you were done the quest, but turns out there's this twist, and you're like,
Oh, yeah,
I
you're
don't
right.
care. Bye.
I quit. Log out.
I collected my initial XP and gold. I am done with this quest chain. But at
So
the end of the
sidebar-
quest chain,
sidebar
you get the
conversation.
magical sword of Malithor.
Sidebar
Nope, I got my 10
conversation,
gold
Mamie
and
gets
15
it.
XP.
Guess
So
what?
sidebar conversation, Mamie gets it. She's like, "No, yeah, you accept that you quit, and then you come back stronger later." It's classic superhero story.
There's no coming back.
What I don't. What are you talking
Yeah.
about? This is.
So now you're in the acceptance of quitting, but in 5 minutes you'll be like, "Nah, we could do this."
No, we just burned down the meadery now. That's all good.
No, don't burn down. No. Well, you can.
So
I did actually have an epiphany on that earlier where I was reading my character description again and realized I put chaotic good. So the whole lighting things on fire for no reason, I should probably calm down on.
well,
But
the
if I have a
chaos
reason,
part-
it's going up.
well, but the chaos part allows you to do that. Like, as
No,
long
it
as
doesn't.
as long as it's
good
for the
doesn't
greater
mean
good.
I can just be chaotic and light things on fire. It means that
Doesn't?
I am good. Like I am a good person,
you do have to be
Not-
good.
strictly within the boundaries of the law, right?
Right.
Like if you look at the bar fight that we had with what's her face from the inn, right? That wasn't exactly lawful. It might have been. You could
Wait.
argue it one way or another, but if
You
you
mean
were a lawful
Iragra?
good person, you would
You
have
mean
just
Iragra or Lara?
with Lara.
Oh, okay.
If you were a lawful good character, you would have been like, "Hey guards, come here." Chaotic good, I feel, is more like we're gonna go
stab
there and
some
defend the
motherfucker.
bar. If they attack, we fight back. And I realized that I've been playing very I want to light stuff on fire. And I want to try and dial back on that. And I think as a party of good characters, we could all try and dial back a little bit on the let's just go out and clap cheeks on whoever we determine is bad.
Well, I mean, you can. There's a lot of leeway there, right? So let's. We get a few minutes. Let's take a few minutes. I'd like to sort of talk about this because this is interesting for me. Not this, but the mission. You know, good is a broad thing, right? Good means that you, by and large, are interested in the good of society, the good in others, the good in you. You're going to do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Lawful good means that you want to abide by local laws and traditions in order to effect a good outcome. Chaotic good means that, hey, you know what? The ends justify the means, right? Whatever I got to do to get to doing the right thing, I'm going to do the right thing. Laws be damned. And sometimes
there's a middle ground there.
But there is a
where
middle ground.
I
It's
feel
called
like
neutral
some
good.
People
it's called
go a
neutral
little
good.
far, and it becomes more evil than good.
Well, no, we're not talking good and evil. We're talking just good, right? There's like doing the right thing, like the morally right thing, right? Sometimes laws get in the way of doing the right thing, right? Like let's say that you've got a case where you've got the scarecrow who is terrorizing this thing, and you come up to a wall. The laws say you cannot trespass on this place, right? So if you're a lawful good person, you might be like, hey, all right, we've done our due diligence. At this point, we gotta get the local authorities involved. We've tracked it here. Maybe you look more in that direction, right? If you're chaotic good, well, at that point, you're like, hey, we got to do the right thing. We have to do the right thing. The right thing is to track this thing to its source and figure out what's going on. So anyway,
Yeah.
So I feel like I just missed the clues. Did I just not like set up this mission? Like how did I manage to fail this entire mission?
I mean, it
You
felt
didn't fail
clear.
the
It felt
mission.
like what we needed to do
We
was
did.
just track it further into that place. I mean, we failed that first
I felt that was an
tracking
obvious-
thing, which was inconvenient. But
No.
I feel like we could have done something.
Tony
where
failed
we
the
could have-
tracking thing. Like I feel like tracking it to its source would have been an obvious thing, but when you
Well,
guys
no, when they first jumped over the wall, they wanted to try and track it, and they
Right.
failed that check.
right, well,
I
because
feel
you
like they
guys
could have
sent your
maybe
super
tried to do a second check, but had to have rolled another stealth check.
Well, you sent your super
well.
tracker home, right? You said, "Hey, here's our super tracker." You sent him home. So, like, I
We
was
didn't
thinking,
send him home. That was
well, there,
that was-
maybe somebody would
was
say,
me.
"Hey, we
A
can't
bit-
find the
so-
trail. Imani, come show us the trail." Maybe I was
No,
thinking,
but I think that we had to because our super tracker is also our super visible. Like, there's a 0% chance we're gonna pass a stealth check. Like, we're walking around in an unpopulated
yeah.
field.
right? I thought I made it
no. I completely
fairly
agree.
clear.
It was the right call to send Elroth and Amani back.
Right.
We were going to be the ones, if anybody, that would fail the stealth check and reveal us and get us into
but you don't think
something we didn't want to be a part of.
That's interesting because I tried to sort
There-
of emphasize the idea that you guys were like a long way from the manor house. You were far away. You were by yourselves. There was no one around. It was a
Yeah, but
dark
then
night.
you made sure to tell us that it looked like everything was leading us to the manor house.
Everything did look like it was leading you to the manor house. That's correct.
So,
But you
Plus,
never went
I
there.
don't
You would kinda
understand
start
why
No
you
one
didn't know
ever
about that
went-
started off.
No one ever went to the manor house. No one, not one person went anywhere near the manor house. Anywhere.
Didn't we
I thought we
start
went up to
in
the
the
manor house
house?
and we were waiting
I thought we
there.
started in the manor house.
What do you mean?
That's
When
where
we
we went
first
in the
got
front.
there, we
Oh, the
walked
front, yeah,
into
yeah.
the manor house.
Right.
No,
you
I-
guys went into the front, like the entrance foyer of the hotel. So there's a hotel. So in the back of the plantation, there's this.
We went to the manor house.
That's why
we went
I
to the
asked,
manor house
like,
and we were watching the manor house.
when we were in there. That's why I asked. They
No,
said
not,
that
not
it's
in the, front. I'm talking
entry
about
room,
after.
You see,
and then
there's
the
a lot of
rooms
confusion.
for the hotel, and then it's just vineyard. That's why I asked, are there any rooms that seem like they
see?
don't lead to that? And you said no, it's just
Maybe we do
hotel.
need maps. Maybe because this is where a lot of confusion is. So Chris is talking about being in the front of the manor house. Josh is talking. I'm sorry. Josh is talking about being in the front of the manor house. Chris is talking about being in the back of the manor house.
Right. I'm talking about after we sent Elroth and Amani away.
You guys were looking at the servants' quarters and stuff that were still kind of in the yards around the manor house, but I don't remember anyone ever approaching the manor house itself or trying to get into the manor house itself.
Well, you also didn't make it clear, I feel, that it was like so far away from the manor house until after Amani and I had left. Because it was, we all left from the front of the manor house, determined me and Amani are leaving, the other 3 are sneaking in, and then they went all the way back down to the gate and jumped over, and then it was like, oh, you're a whole giant like mile away from the manor house.
So Roy,
I guess I'm
whatever.
confused,
I
Roy.
guess-
I thought the servants' quarters was near the manor house
Yeah,
because
I
you
did too.
said everything leads us to the manor house. So I'm like, well, we go there and we're gonna watch it. And you started talking about the servants' quarters.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, great. Is that
Well, that's
what
because
we're
that was what
looking
Tony
at?
said. Tony said he
The manor
was.
house?
Tony
So-
said he was going up to those buildings. I mentioned there were buildings out on the grounds, and Tony's
Yeah.
like, "Hey, are there windows and such on these buildings out here I can look into?" I'm like, "Yes," and
But-
these are servants'
but
quarters.
then
Yeah, because
there-
y'all said we want to wait and we want to watch it. And he was like, all right, 5 minutes passed. And Tony
So-
was like, I want to go look inside of the servants' quarters. And I think that's where we went a little bit off.
So Roy,
Yeah, man.
here's the information that I compiled. This is what I was acting on. Okay. This is the total picture. You said we don't see a trail. You said is there anywhere that we could hide something? Yeah, there are thousands of possibilities.
Sure.
Thousands of possibilities. And then you also mentioned, just for the record, you're criminally trespassing.
At the beginning,
And I'm
because-
yeah. It was early. So
Yeah.
you said, just for the record, this is a criminal act in Waterdeep. This is something that is a bad deal. So you set the stage with you guys are going criminal. And you told us through various, a series of events that we can't find the trail. There's thousands of places to look. The most likely candidate is the place that we're most likely to encounter people.
Oop, all true.
And I still had in my mind, we're doing a criminal thing. So I was trying to avoid getting us in more trouble with the law. That is really what steered me away from pursuing up to the manor house.
Yeah,
I
totally
wanted-
fair. Totally fair.
Honestly, in his defense, I think that was a good thing, right? Because if he's just going to let us trespass and we get caught, we're like, oh, it's no big deal. But like, I think that lets us know, like, hey, this is a dangerous thing. But I think reasonably, all trails led to we had to sneak in and see what was going on. And this is what I think he made a good point in with being chaotic good, which I think most of us are. I don't
Mhm.
think any of us are lawful good except for
No.
Amani,
Yeah,
right?
so I'm
Neutral.
chaotic good, and so that's the twist with the chaotic part of the chaotic good is that on this particular occasion, I was very aware, based on DM clues, I was very aware of how the law is, whereas on 2 occasions in particular, I've been the first to draw a weapon in Waterdeep. I was the first to draw a weapon in the sewers when we killed those guys. I was the first to draw a weapon at a loose gear in the field board. Like, sometimes, yep, you just pull that sword out and you stab a motherfucker. But
But you kind of
But
realize
but I'm not going to
that
trespass.
Even if
but
you
I will not
do,
trespass.
even if you know that
know?
you are criminally
Exactly.
trespassing,
Yeah.
you have to realize like this is the origin of what we're searching for. This is
Yeah.
where we have
Could
to
be,
go.
so
We have to find out what's going on by any
that's
means
where
necessary.
So that's where the
It's a matter
chaos-
of what is right and what is lawful. And
Yeah.
for a good person who is maybe more on the chaotic side,
Sure,
or maybe
sure.
less on the lawful side, I should say, I think would more often choose what is right over what is lawful.
So that's
Because,
where. So
I
that's
mean, we
the
have the
difference.
people, we have the
So-
contacts that would be able to get us out of that if we really needed to as well.
So that's the difference between chaotic good and neutral good. Okay, and so neutral good would have to do the good thing. Period. True good.
No, I
Ver-
think
it's-
lawful good would. Neutral good, they're kind of in the
No,
middle. They do
lawful
what's
good
right
has
to
to
an
follow
extent.
the law. Lawful good has to follow the law. Neutral good,
Or at least order. I mean,
yeah. Neutral good is more what you're describing, and chaotic good is chaotic, and you have to be accepting of. Oh, you got to be okay with. Sometimes you're inconsistent with the way you make your decisions, and this particular decision, yeah, trespassing isn't nearly as bad as murder, but
See, this is the disconnect.
yeah. Let me try to
Because
steer
our
this back a little bit.
definitions of
Wait.
chaotic in D&D terms are
Yeah.
different.
Wait, sure.
So we inherently see chaotic good as meaning different things, and I think that's where the disconnect is.
Yeah, no, we could. This is a super cool conversation, but I just want to steer it back a little bit, just for a couple of minutes, just because, again, as a DM, I'm trying to get some information for like how.
Can I?
Yes, please.
I think I know.
Go ahead.
I mean, really, what we got to wherever, either servants' quarters or the manor house or wherever we thought we were, right? We decided to leave, right? We went away. And then at some point in that discussion, we went from we're going to leave and come back or do something to we're going to leave and we're going to hand this off back to the Emerald Enclave. And then that went from we're going to hand this back off to the Emerald Enclave to telling the Emerald Enclave that we killed the Scarecrow and therefore your problem is solved.
I think that's reasonable, honestly. I think that's
And
a reasonable.
I think that's really where it went kind of off kilter. Was
I'm gonna disagree with that a
instead
little
of-
bit. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, instead of actually following through with, trying to complete, which
I did last week.
Well, I can see, but
I thought was how we were going to complete the mission.
well, you could say
we just kind of let it go. We just kind of handed it off.
yeah. I can see that as like sort of like accept because the mission was stop the threat, right? So let's say in my mind, this is why I saw that you guys stopped the threat, and you didn't uncover the source of the threat, but maybe that's bonus objectives, right? Maybe. I'm just saying it wasn't. They didn't say, hey, find out where these are coming from. They said fix the problem, and so in my opinion, just my opinion, I think it's reasonable if you kill the problem, then you go back and you say, because that's a 100% typical quest, right? These things are causing this problem. Okay, we kill those things. Then you go back and say, hey, we killed those things. Your problem is fixed. That is, in my mind, entirely reasonable. Entirely reasonable.
Absolutely.
And so, but what happened in this case that for me was surprising was when it turned out the twist, like Josh mentioned earlier, the twist turns out, oh, hey, killing that thing didn't actually solve the problem. Then you guys are like, oh, well, then it's above my pay grade. I quit. I'm out. I'm out.
So that was what John did,
And
that was not what I was trying to do.
but it's what you ended up doing.
So what I ended up doing was, I tried to step in.
But that's okay. But wait, I'm sorry. I'm gonna steer back again
Cool.
because I'm still trying to figure
you-
out how I derailed you
Yes.
guys. Like,
So if you're trying,
I don't
to
think there
figure
was
it
really.
out,
Sorry, I'm gonna.
If you're trying to figure it out, then listening now is a good time.
but you're not talking about what I want to talk about. You're talking about why you guys abandoned the quest. I'm talking about
I think
how
honestly
because-
there wasn't really much derailing. We were all clear. Our objective is to stop the threat, kill the Scarecrow, right? As far as any of us were concerned, killing the Scarecrow stops the threat.
right. But
And then we realized
we recognized that was a real possibility. It wouldn't.
we recognized that, but we didn't know that
yes.
for sure. So that's why we continued and we kept tracking it. And we were like, okay, well, nothing came of this. We're going to hand it back. Turns out killing the Scarecrow didn't stop it. We might have seen that coming, right? We did. So the real objective is we need to stop whatever is making these Scarecrows, whatever's causing them to come here, right? we realized like it's basically
That's what
the
I wanna talk
objective
about.
for the quest just changed a little bit.
Right.
And
that's
I
what I
think
want
there
to
was
talk about.
something
let's-
Oh,
in
that
there.
changed a lot.
So
No, let's go back.
It really didn't.
Josh,
The objective for the quest,
Josh,
the real quest is the exact
Josh,
same. Stop the
Josh,
threat.
Josh.
Yes, Elliot.
Josh.
You guys aren't listening to the DM.
So that's what I'm trying to do, because the subject I was talking about wasn't what you wanted to talk about, and the subject Josh is talking about isn't what you're talking about. So
Correct.
back to you, Roy.
All right. So so let's say the objective change, right? You guys recognize the objective change, or you change the objective. We want to find the source. So that's where I wanted you to succeed. I wanted you guys to succeed in finding the source. I expected it to be difficult. I expected it to be this sort of gray area where, I don't know, like I said, you guys got to the wall, right? And you're like, okay, we tracked it to the wall. You could have continued tracking it. And I mentioned as the conscience of the law that, hey, if you go past this point, you're going to be trespassing. I didn't want that to be like this edict. You cannot pass this point or I'm going to change your alignment. I just wanted to mention that. Let me just give you my perspective. Because I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to learn because in the future, you're going to have, look, this is Waterdeep. And there are going to be a lot of things like this where you guys are going to be in some lawfully gray areas. As a good party, as a party of heroes and good people, I expect the morality of things to be generally pretty clear, right? As a mixed party of lawful, neutral, and chaotic, I expect the lawful areas to be sort of gray. And so what I want to try to do, my goal, is to present you guys with quests, if we will, that are sort of morally pretty clear, right? This is the right thing to do. You'll have problems with that too, but you're going to have some lawful gray areas. And so anyway, so you get to a wall, and I made a comment, and you guys decided, hey, I don't want to go over the wall, right? Because that's trespassing. So, okay, fine. And then you want to go to the front of the place, and I was like, okay, cool. So that's a whole different thing, right? Here I'm just writing things off script, making things up as we go. We that all went well. What I tried to just sort of emphasize to you guys was this idea that you guys were talking to the hired help, and that the hired help probably
That message came across,
Right.
although I do disagree with one aspect of it,
well,
is that the hired help knows way more than anybody ever gives them credit for in real life.
It did seem like the hired help wasn't exactly hired, more of they were the people behind it. Because we got to the door and we mentioned
that was a
Scarecrow,
kid.
and they
That's
looked at each other. They were like, yeah.
no, they looked at each other like,
no."
these guys are crazy. I'm sorry. See, so I made a mistake on my part, right? They were sharing a look, and I thought I told you guys this. Like, wait, you think that a scarecrow was animated and doing this? They're like, yeah, right, whatever. Okay, you guys are crazy. Get out of here. We don't need
See,
crazy.
to me, that came off sarcastic, as if they were trying to hide it.
No, totally. Like, 'cause even Chris was like, because they would talk to Chris like, hey, what's your crazy friend talking about Scarecrow? And Chris is like, oh no, he's for real. Like, it's really a Scarecrow that's animated. And they were like,
But it was at that point that you were like,
okay.
That felt like they were exchanging a look of, like, keep an eye on these guys. They know something is up.
Oh yeah, see,
That
that's a
felt
totally,
like
you
something
assume
where
that.
the guards knew we were on to them.
All right, that's a good
and were
note.
watching us.
Now, that's a good note, because my goal there was to, which I thought I communicated, but my goal there was to have these are doormen at a very affluent resort, and you guys are like the scraggly dudes in shorts and tank tops coming up there, right? Like, hey, we want to come in, and they're like, yeah, look, no, this isn't right. Like I said things like, this isn't your place. We don't think you got the coin. Like, I tried to, anyway, that's fine. So that's a good thing. That's where insight could come in, right? Where you roll for insight,
I
you're
tried.
like a 3.
I rolled for insight and I rolled a 5.
All right. So there's some assumptions there. So I tried to play the case, or the role of sort of snobbish doorman, and you assume that doormen were in on things. Okay. So later you guys went into the room and you were doing the hired help. You were talking to the bartender. I had to shut down the bartender because you were being kind of creepy and stuff. But I feel like somewhere in there I mentioned that idea, the idea that, hey, these are the hired help. Like, these are just sort of the people in here. They probably aren't into the inner workings of this whole place.
You mentioned that for the bartender.
Sure. Did you guys
I
get that
didn't think
impression at all?
times.
Yeah, they were in on it, Roy. To
Yeah.
be honest,
You
I
didn't think, or you did?
I did not.
You did not.
At the point to where we were in there, I was just going to. My original intention was for us to leave, and then for the stealthy people to sneak off to get a view to try
Yeah.
to see if somebody came looking for the scarecrow.
Well, I'll tell you this: that wouldn't have worked. No one would have gone looking for the scarecrow.
And then we would have left.
Yeah. And,
And
so,
then-
what would that have gotten you? It's sort of same outcome, right? Same outcome. So
Well, I was hoping that we could track them, to be honest.
Well,
but obviously,
maybe you could. That was one
That
option.
didn't work.
Tracking them was one option. If you're in this place and there's the hired help that clearly doesn't know the inner workings of the ownership, right? Like, are there other options that you could look for there? What would you like? Are there?
Well,
That's why I
sure,
tried
yeah,
asking
so-
about the different doors or rooms, because I was like, maybe we could sneak into one of these extra rooms
In a
and
but from
find
a,
something that we want to find. But that I feel like that got shut down because it was just like, no, it's just this room, and then it's just
the guards would
hotel
have
rooms.
guards would have been like, hey, where are you going? Like you know,
Right.
you could have
we
like,
didn't have any leverage,
right.
and
Yeah.
at a certain point, we can't really force our way into a place.
Yeah, and I
We
didn't,
would need some way.
it was tough
we
not
would need
knowing the
something
layout.
that would get us into the back area. And again, that could have.
Did you guys have any
been hiring out a
theories?
room.
Did you guys have any theories at all on what the?
My theory is that this place is a competing brewery with the place across the street. Maybe they've been losing customers or something. More people have been buying their wine and stuff. And they have summoned this scarecrow to specifically target the barrels of wine from the competitors so that they lose money and
They.
these people.
All right, you say they, so you mean like you? So you think the whole everybody here is
The
in on it?
owners of the establishment.
The owners of the establishment. Who's the owner?
That's why I tried. Well, I tried to
So you
find
didn't get
something.
to meet
I
the
figured
owner.
there would be some clue, maybe among the barrels or something.
Among
Like
the
it's
barrels?
targeting the barrels at the other place. If we're able to investigate the barrels here and see if there is damage, then that rules that out.
Let's say
If there's no
not.
damage, if it's completely untouched, well, that might point us in a direction.
Yeah.
But it was tough because I
direction?
had no idea of the layout of the place.
True.
So, like, while talking to the bartender, I was both trying to figure out where I could go while also trying to figure out a way to get let in there.
All right, I'm gonna give you
Yeah.
guys a DM hint. Oh, I'm sorry. What's that, Tony?
I think I actually said something about the owner. Like, do we know who owns this? Was it the Snow Beetle?
Well,
Who
yeah,
asked?
the Snow Beetle family.
I unfortunately, since I'm
Snow
haven't been here
blower.
for a while, and
Yep.
I'm new to town.
So my idea was I had a couple ideas, and of course I never know how you guys are gonna solve mysteries. And this is why I want to talk about all this, because mysteries are hard for DMs. They're really hard for DMs to create a mystery that is challenging to solve but solvable. Because Hector, in fact, he mentioned to me recently, he's like, the riddle is always super easy when you know the answer. Like, it's obvious. It's painfully obvious. But one thing that's really hard is to present it in a way that gives the players a good avenue to solve it while not making it completely obvious, right?
Right.
But also
right.
making
So
it solvable. And that's hard. That's a really hard thing to do. I'll be honest with you guys.
So here's my coaching, my feedback that I'll give you is that I don't think you have to be short term right now. It has to be solved right now. And that's what tonight felt like. Is I agree and I want to solve this puzzle, and we went and I felt like it was more of in my mind, what I was doing was negotiating with melanoma or whatever his name is.
Melanoma.
So I thought I was negotiating. Bonnie said, "Hey, it's of my pay grade," and I said, "No. Let's."
Oh man, hang on. Let me
about-
stop the stream. Hold on. Because Chris dropped out. Now my cameras are jacked. You guys, thanks for joining us tonight. This has been fun. We're gonna continue this for a few
people
more.
are still watching. Do you
But the
wanna stop?
cameras, We lost Chris. The cameras are jacked. This is actually a lot of fun. I'll record the rest of this, but again, our cameras are just jacked. I don't have a good way to go through this. Sorry. So I'll record it. We'll put it up. If you guys want to see the rest of this discussion, it's great. I really think this is a good thing. Maybe we'll do more of this next time. Maybe we just have more discussions and stuff. This is
Do
super interesting.
Critical Role does, where they have like their game day and then they have
An
like, a
outside
separate
day
thing where they have a discussion day.
Well, we used to do that actually.
Yeah,
we
we're gonna
stopped
totally do that.
doing it, but we used to do the show, and then we did a post game, and we would rebroadcast the post game. So our show was on.
Oh,
Thursday.
I don't know about doing a post game.
All right, well, I gotta go. Chris
Chris
has messed up my cameras. All right. Thanks for joining. We will have the post show up on YouTube. Yeah, Chris died. Apparently, Chris is just like Denver just fell off the map. Okay, well, all right. Here we go. Ending. Thanks for joining us. We will see
Everybody
you
lean to the right.
2 Tuesdays from today. Thursday, Edgelords are gonna take over and they're gonna rock the house. Until then,
Nerd it out.
you guys are awesome, man.